West of Sports, ahoy! How's everybody doing? Welcome along YouTube, welcome along TikTok. The Big Bash has reached the end. It is the final round-robin match, and we have come down to this game. The top four will be finalised on the back of this one. The equation, a simple one. The Melbourne Stars win, they qualify. The Melbourne Stars lose. The Perth Scorchers have had a miraculous qualification into the finals. Hobart Hurricanes have won the toss. They've elected to field. Chris Jordan and Ben McDermott return from injury. But no Billy Stanlake, no Riley Meredith. That Hurricanes bowling lineup is looking a little fragile. That's a couple of big outs. Nathan Ellis is still there, of course. Chris Jordan returns. Chris Jordan and Ben McDermott have got to get a game in before they take on the Sydney Sixers in the qualifier. So, Hurricanes win the toss, select to field first. But outside of that, I feel like everything has come up. Everything's come up rosy here for the Melbourne Stars as they look to qualify for the finals. Being sent into bat. I'm still a little bit concerned about the Stars. I don't pick them with any confidence. They are the favourites with Sportsbet. I would say that has a lot to do with no Riley Meredith there for the Hurricanes. I mean, he is and has been the cornerstone of that Hobart Hurricanes attack. So to be without Riley Meredith, that's actually a massive, massive out. That alone has got me leaning towards the Stars today, but we'll see as the first ball is about to get underway. Here we go. They're starting with spin and immediately cut away through backward point. Could it race all the way? It's getting very, very close. Saved the boundary, but they'll come back for three. And a good start here for the Stars. Sam Harper off the mark immediately. Welcome along, everyone. Waste of Water Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. And soon to be, once again, we will be live on Facebook and Twitch. Coming up soon. Elijah, ahoy there, mate. How are you doing? White Heart Purple Heart says Hurricanes have to win for Scorchers to get into the finals. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It's simple. A simple equation. The Melbourne Stars win. They are through. The Melbourne Stars lose. They are out. Well, Tim David's opening the bowling here for the Hurricanes. I think Riley Meredith is going to be a massive, massive out. I did propose the possibility the other night of the Hurricanes resting some players. So it is interesting to see Riley Meredith, their gun pace bowler, set aside here for tonight. But outside of that, no real changes. I mean, Cameron Gannon comes in. Ben Duckett for the Melbourne Stars. Ben Duckett is off. He's back to England, but they do have the returning Tom Curran. Will Main, ahoy, mate. 5 off this over so far and a dot ball at last. So my suspicion was even if the Hurricanes didn't rest players tonight, they might experiment with a few things. And I've got to say, Tim David opening the bowling strikes me as a wee bit of an experiment. Wide outside off, slashed away through the gap for 4. Rogers, a fantastic shot. Finding his timing early. And the Tim David to open the bowling experiment. A little bit of a failure at the moment. None for 9 off the first over. And the Melbourne Stars, after losing the toss and being sent into bat, that is a dream start for them, as they are fighting for their lives here, literally. Well, not literally. Nobody's dying. But they are fighting to keep their place alive in this tournament. And they're off to a fabulous start here. White Heart Purple Hearts says, can I start a petition for you to stream AFL? White Heart Purple Hearts, you can start... Christ! White Heart Purple Hearts, you can start anything you like. Feel free. Oh my God, I can't believe I've just done that. Mr. Bean into the bowling attack. Harper on striker. Well, that's way wide outside off stump. Michelle, ahoy there. Ollie Critcher, ahoy there, mate. Welcome back. Thoughts on this game as Mr. Bean starts with a wide and a dot ball. The pitch is looking very green. Actually, very, very green looking pitch. Thoughts on this game? Look, I thought that the Hurricanes would rest some players. They kind of have. There's no Riley Meredith tonight. Billy Stanlake is out, as well as Harper swings and misses at this outside off. They do have Ben McDermott returning, and they do have Chris Jordan returning, which makes sense that they would come in. They need some game time back from injury to get ready for the Sixers. I still feel like the Hurricanes will have one eye on the finals, and it makes sense. They really have nothing to play for in this game as Mr. Bean sends this down the leg side, but Harper had stepped across the stumps. No call of a wide. Jeez, I think that was still wide, to be honest. I think the Hurricanes will use this as a little bit of an experiment. We've seen Tim David open the bowling, for goodness sake. How many times do you see Tim David open the bowling as Harper reaches for another wide one outside off stump? And Mr. Bean's just getting his line wrong here at the moment. Two wides and 3 dot balls sprinkled in between. Could easily have been a third wide. Oh, Harper just hangs the bat out and it beats the outside edge. Well, it's great bowling when he finds his line and length. Marcus Bean. Beautiful bowling. So, all that being said, I do see the Stars winning this game. They've got it all to play for. The Hurricanes have got nothing on the line here as this one drifts onto the pads and Harper just scoops it over the top of backward square leg for 4. 6 off the over with 4 dot balls. That was a pretty poor delivery though, Mr. Bean. He certainly hasn't got control over his line at the moment. He's either too far down off or he's too far down leg. And Harper took full advantage of that. 1 ball left in this over. And a good start for the Stars. Just what they needed. Ryder Beatty. Ahoy there, mate. Come on, Stars. Wide outside off. Chopped away. Cuts it over the top of backward point for 4. Sam Harper looks like he's in a mood. And the Stars are none for 19 after 2. Yeah, this Hobart Hurricanes bowling attack just looks really light on without Riley Meredith. Meredith alone is a big, big out. They've still got Nathan Ellis. Chris Jordan's coming back in, but it's his first game back from injury. I completely understand why the Melbourne Stars were favourites coming into this one. See, it made very little sense when I first looked at it. The Hurricanes are outsiders for this game, but they're favourites for the qualifying final against the Sydney Sixers. As soon as I saw the betting odds, I thought, shenanigans here. The Hurricanes are either going to rest some players, which they have. Cameron Gannon into bowl. Nicole Payne, ahoy there. Welcome along over on Facebook. Wastewater Sports live on Facebook. Oh, no, not Facebook, sorry. YouTube. Wastewater Sports live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Twitch, and live on Facebook. Saxon Daly, ahoy there, mate. The Hurricanes have rested a couple. Not as many as I thought, Will. But then a squad is only so big, right? So Riley Meredith has been rested tonight, their frontline bowler. Jake says if the Stars middle order can do decent damage, they'll make the finals. 100%. 100% they will. Beautifully bowled there from Gannon, full pitched, right on middle stump. And the batsman can only fend it back down the pitch. A dot ball. No Ben Duckett tonight, no, but Tim Curran comes back into the squad. You're down a Duckett, but you're up a Curran. One Pommy goes, another Pommy steps in. Cuts this away, through backward point for 4. Fantastic shot. Sam Harper is in a mood and a half here tonight. None for 24. The Stars playing for their spot in the finals. CJ Tox, what do you think will be a good score for the Stars? Oh, God. It looks like a very green top pitch. Oh, beautiful in-swinger there from Gannon. Fended away to the offside. Just a single. None for 25 here. Travelling along very nicely, the Stars. Calm down, Will. Will, I implore you. Calm down, sir. I understand the nervousness. Can the Stars win? Absolutely, they can. I'll send a... At the end of every over, I think we need to send a welfare check out for Will Main. His Stars, the season is in the balance, and he needs them to go well tonight. 6th off this over so far. Wide outside off stump. And just guided away down to third man. Lockie Bragger, ahoy, mate. Well, actually, this is your team too, isn't it, Michelle? Whoa, I've just realised you actually go for a Melbourne team. Aaron, 888. Ahoy, buddy. Welcome back. What's with Melbourne teams wearing purple, by the way? I didn't really know that purple was a colour so heavily attributed to Melbourne. Another single to finish the over. It's none for 26 or 7? 27. None for 27. 3 overs gone. A good start here for the Stars. Fletcher Wilson, 43. Ahoy, mate. Up the Hurricanes. And that's the thing at the moment. The Hurricanes have quite literally, well, I can't say quite literally nothing to play for. They actually do have something to play for. This is actually a really interesting stat. The Hurricanes, I believe, have won 7 in a row. The record for BBL games is 8 in a row, which is currently held by the Melbourne Stars. I believe I read this in the lead up to the game. Either that or it's just the media hyping up something to get clicks. But I understand this a win for the Hurricanes would overtake the Stars. However many in a row it is, if the Hurricanes win this game, they break the Stars' record. For wins in a row. I thought that was kind of like an interesting sub-story, a subplot to the main story. None for 28 here. They come through for another single. Sam Harper leading the way at the moment, though, 19 off 13. And the Hurricanes have turned to their main man tonight with no Riley Meredith. Nathan Ellis becomes a key ingredient in the bowling attack. And that is beautifully bowled right on the money. Rogers can only defend it back down the pitch. No options there. Christopher reckons the Stars will win. And that they'll win easy. TB Zoom says, let's go the Canes. From a Scorchers fan. Oh yes, the Perth Scorchers and their fan base will be watching on very intently with this one. Ellis in for ball number 3. Rogers tries to pull him away, but Chaudhry's there to take that in the circle. And another dot ball. Beautifully bowled again from Ellis. Riley Dufour says Stars or Canes tonight. Look, I've tipped the Stars for a multitude of reasons. Without Riley Meredith, I think the Hurricanes' bowling attack is just that one bowler short. Resting Riley Meredith makes perfect sense for the finals to come up, but it does substantially weaken their bowling unit as Rogers just opens the face, guides this one through the gap down to the third man fence. It won't reach the boundary, but they do come back for at least 2 there. 2 runs it is. Well played from Rogers. No risk. Nathan Ellis is the key for the Hurricanes' bowling attack. And, of course, Chris Jordan coming back from injury. Ellis with 2 left. Rogers backs away, gives himself room, launches it in the air, doesn't have the distance on it, and a simple catch for the man at mid-off. Just backing up, and takes the catch. And Rogers, well, that was craziness. He didn't need to do that. Nathan Ellis, the key bowler tonight with no Riley Meredith. And Rogers has just thrown his wicket away. The captain leading from the front for the Hurricanes. A completely unnecessary wicket, and it's 1 for 30. Oh, they had just one more ball to get through after that one to survive the power play with no wickets falling. Rogers, what were you thinking? Bo Webster out to the crease, though. The final ball of the power play, so a very good power play has become, honestly, just a stock standard average one, as they'll likely end this at 1 for 30. I can't imagine Bo Webster taking too many risks here on ball number 1. Huddy asks if this is the year of the fun. Oh, he's not even asking. He's saying, stating, it's the year of the Thunder. Fended down, as I suspected. No risks there from Big Bo Webster. A dot ball to finish. Ellis, what an over. Does need to lead from the front tonight, the captain. No Riley Meredith, as I said. The linchpin of the Hurricanes' bowling attack, Riley Meredith, being rested tonight, saving him up for the finals against the Sydney Sixers in the qualifier. Nathan Ellis has got to lead the way. And he's done just that in the opening over. Beautifully bowled. The Stars 1 for 30. So, Huddy, the power play is just 4 overs at the start of a batting innings where the fielding team, I believe, are only allowed 2 fielders outside of the circle. I'm pretty sure it's 2. They're allowed 2 fielders outside the circle. Everybody else has to be up. After 4 overs, though, all the field can retreat. And Mitch Owen now into bowl. Wide down the leg side to start. He got that horribly wrong. And this was the problem for the Hurricanes tonight. Riley Meredith really, really dents the depth of the batting line, the depth of the bowling lineup. That was my concern. That's why I've gone for the Stars tonight. Mitch Owen starts with a wide, banks this one in short. Harper lets that one go through to the keeper. Lockie, the Denilation. Am I a Cowboys fan? No. Ugh. No, actually, I don't hate the Cowboys as much as I just made it seem anymore. I used to. The Cowboys actually used to be my most hated team. When Jonathan Thurston was playing for them, they were my most hated team. No, I go for the Sharks. My most hated team are the Canberra Raiders. And I very much look forward to them getting the wooden spoon this year. Much deserved. AFL BMX, ahoy mate, welcome back. Kalen Dubb, ahoy mate, welcome back to you too, sir. You're going for the Thunder in the final because the Renegades are out. Alvin is going for the Hurricanes in this game since the Scorchers can still get into the finals. One for 34 here. It was a decent start from the Stars, but then Rogers, what was he thinking? 2 balls away from seeing off the power play without a wicket falling. Aussie Mozzie, ahoy mate. Webster on strike, drives this one to the offside, well fielded in the covers by Ellis, I believe it was there, the captain, doing the hard yards again. McGregor Orchard, ahoy. Aussie Mozzie says, I knew that the Heat wouldn't defend that total last night. So did I. That's why I tipped the Renegades to win. Webster slashes at this off the outside edge, down to third man for a single. Walshy, ahoy there. McGregor Orchard says, you've heard from a fellow volunteer this morning that if the Scorchers win their next game and the Stars lose this one, can the Scorchers still make the finals? On the news, they said so, but that was obviously before yesterday's game. Obviously, because yes, as it stands right now, the Melbourne Stars win this game, they're through. Melbourne Stars lose this game, the Scorchers are through. It's a very simple equation. 1 for 36 now after 5. The Stars, that wicket and the end of the power play has just slowed things down here a wee bit. And the Hobart Hurricanes, I believe, are also playing for the record of most consecutive wins in Big Bash. Hang on, let me try and find that again and make sure that I'm spitting facts. I would like to know that I'm spitting facts and not telling lies. So, okay. Oh, leveling. Okay, leveling. Right. Melbourne Stars, and it's the Melbourne Stars as well, not the Hurricanes. So the Melbourne Stars need to win this match, not just for qualifying into the playoffs, but also to prevent the Hurricanes from leveling or breaking in the future the Stars' record of 8 consecutive BBL wins. Big appeal for LBW from Chaudhry, and the umpire raises the finger. And Sam Harper is gone. Do they review this? Sam Harper's a huge wicket. And he's walking. He's walking. Sam Harper's walking. And the Stars in trouble now, 2 for 36. It's going to be all left to Webster, Maxwell, and Stoinis. Beautifully bowled from Chaudhry. The Canes are coming for the record. So, yeah, I thought that was an interesting little subplot to the main story. If the Hurricanes win this, they're well on the way to breaking the record for most consecutive Big Bash wins. Two for 36. The Melbourne Stars now. Oh, they'll be feeling the pressure. The Hurricanes are experimenting. Riley Meredith has been rested. They opened the bowling with Tim David. And Marcus Stoinis out to the crease. I have absolutely nothing against him, but by God, he's got a punchable face. He's just got one of those faces. You just... something about him. Out he comes, though, to try and save his side here. And he goes reverse sweep the first ball. Ambitious appeal from Chaudhry, because I think there was a little bottom edge on that. Impact in line, pitching outside off, wickets hitting. So, yeah, a review would have been completely wasted anyway from Sam Harper. Good call to just walk. Webster punches down the ground. Long off his back. Just a single. This has been a good over from Chaudhry. Two balls left in the over. 1 for 2. What a fantastic over so far. The dangerous Sam Harper gone. Stoinis just plugs this to the leg side. No run. Mr. Bean's there doing an army roll as he fields that. Drops it in short, and Stoinis says, "Thank you very much, sir. I'll whip this away for 4. Well, you can't drop in that short to Marcus Stoinis. Finishes the over with a 4. A good over finishes with a really poor delivery. And the Stars go 2 for 38. Oh, 2 for 42 now on the back of that boundary. 2 for 42. 6 overs gone. Gagan Main says Stars better win. McGregor Orchard says 6, nearly 7 and over isn't bad for a first 6 overs in the game. Getting a feel for the field and pitch. Yeah, it's the 2 wickets that's the problem. The 2 wickets is the concern for the Stars. As Mr. Bean comes back into the attack. Starts with a dot ball, just punched away to the covers. Can't beat the circle. Peter Siddle, the seemingly never-aging Peter Siddle. I swear the man's a vampire. But some sort of weird vampire that can sometimes survive in daylight. The man never ages. Mr. Bean, fallen on off stump, driven down the ground by Webster. Can't beat mid-off. Chris Jordan's there. Keeps it down to a single. He still plays, McGregor. He still plays. He's playing for the Melbourne Stars at the moment. Robbie, thoughts on who wins? I honestly thought that with the Hurricanes experimenting, the Hurricanes resting a couple of players, that the Melbourne Stars would have had it all their own way tonight, but they're making it hard on themselves at the moment. This is a key partnership here. This is a key partnership now. Stoinis and Webster. The Hurricanes have rested Riley Meredith, their best bowler. Now, they're not resting Billy Stanley. Billy Stanley's actually out injured. So you can't really call that resting, but they're down two big key bowlers here in this game. But Ben McDermott and Chris Jordan have both returned from injury. So they've had a couple of big outs to the bowling lineup, but a couple of big ins for the batting lineup. It's kind of a trade-off there tonight for the Hurricanes as Webster pushes to mid-off for a single. Bowen Kevin says, looking forward to the NRL season with Waste of World of Sports. Yes, bring on the Canberra Raiders wooden spoon. And the Melbourne Storm. It's there, yeah. Wide outside of stumps. Stoinis slashes away. Can't beat Chris Jordan at mid-off. 2 for 46 at the end of the 7th. Apart from the early wickets, a good start here for the Stars. Be right back. Oh, accidentally pressed send. What have you accidentally sent? You've just Googled Peter Siddle, and one of the FAQs they had is Peter Siddle retired? Well, he's retired from international cricket, but he still plays the Big Bash. Mitch Owen back into bowl. None for 6 off his first. Ah, no, the Cowboys are not getting the spoon. Don't be ridiculous, Bowen. Don't be ridiculous, sir. Now, they obviously don't have as good a side as they have had in recent years, but no, they're not going to be fighting for the spoon. Don't you worry about that. They've still got a good enough squad to be potentially battling for 8th. I'll be honest, I'll be perfectly honest and say if they do sneak into the 8, they're not going to be any threat this year. But yeah, they'll be mid-table. They won't be anywhere near the spoon. Will Main says West Tigers spoon again. Hell no. Have you seen the West Tigers squad, Will? Jerome Luai, Sonny Taruva, Jack Bird, Royce Hunt, Lockie Galvin, Jareem Buller. The Tigers will be fighting for a spot in the top 8. They will be nowhere near the spoon. Webster clubs this down the ground, but can't beat mid-off. One bounce and it's fielded there. Keeps it to a dot ball. No, I reckon, in all honesty, the Canberra Raiders are pretty much... the Canberra Raiders have got to be favourites for the spoon. I'm concerned about the Dolphins, and I'm concerned about the Newcastle Knights as well. If Kalen Ponga falls over early in the season, the Knights could be a contender for the spoon. If Kalen Ponga plays the full year, the Knights will be okay. I'm very concerned about the Dolphins. And yeah, the Raiders for sure will be down the bottom somewhere. Webster punching this down the ground on the leg side for another single. Yeah, look, I think the Sharks are my team, by the way. We'll come back to that. 3 balls left. I'm getting sidetracked with NRL talk. There's a good game of cricket going on. Turned away to the deep square boundary for 1 run. Webster, 5 from 9, going along very slowly at the moment. Just getting his eye in, though. Webster is that sort of batsman, though. He'll take these deliveries early, get his eye in, and then he'll go ballistic at the back end. It'll be all good. Pushes this to the offside. Another single. 50 runs up for the Stars here, 7.5 overs. They're just playing a very controlled innings at the moment. Alvin, my concern for our Sharkies is that we've let Daniel Atkinson go. Daniel Atkinson is playing his final year this year, and then he's off to the Dragons. So we literally have, as Stoinis cuts away, beats the man at backward point, protection out on the rope. Can he get to it? Oh, he's touching the rope, I think, Tim David, and that's 4. I think Tim David has just given himself up there. And this will be a 4 to Stoinis, perfectly placed. They're going to have a closer look at this. I think Tim David's foot's hitting the rope. Yes, everything's hitting the rope. His whole leg's hitting the rope. And that's 4 for Stoinis. Yeah, so Alvin, I think the problem for the Sharks is they've let Daniel Atkinson go. And he'll be playing for the Dragons in 2026. And the Sharks have thrown all their eggs in the Nico Hines basket. And I'm afraid, honestly, the Nico Hines basket is just not all it's cracked up to be. If it were up to me, honestly, I would have retained Daniel Atkinson. I would have had our halves pairing as Atkinson and Trindle. Will Kennedy has really fallen off a cliff. I would have moved Will Kennedy on and moved Nico Hines to fullback. But the problem with that is Nico's getting on in age now. Nico's getting on in age. Can Nico Hines still play fullback like he did at the Melbourne Storm? Don't know. I don't know. But I do think he would be better suited back there. And we needed that halves pairing. Do you realise with that halves pairing of Daniel Atkinson and Braden Trindle, we beat the Melbourne Storm. We beat the Roosters. Like, we beat the top teams. As soon as Nico recovered from injury and came back, we started losing. I mean, am I the only one seeing this? Surely the powers that be at the Sharks are seeing this and going, oh, Christ, we've backed the wrong horse here. But anyway. Enough about that. Enough about that. Riley, yes, we will be covering the NRL this season for sure. Chaudhry back into the attack. God, I got off onto a horrible tangent there. I try not to do that as we're focusing on a fantastic game of cricket here. And Chaudhry bowling really well, 1 for 9 now off his 1.4 overs. And they're really struggling to get him away. So it looks like spin they're struggling to get away at the moment. Wide down the leg side. Terrible ball, that one. Just when I finished talking him up. Yeah, they need to get Glenn Maxwell in there for a power surge again. That'd be the way. Chaudhry floats this one up. And Stoinis punches down the ground into the gap for 4. Well, Chris Jordan, lazy. Lazy fielding. Reaching down with one hand, not sliding, not trying to protect the ball. He's gone down with one hand, and it breaks through for 4. I mean, I know he's just come back from injury, but that is just laziness. Chaudhry's furious. Chaudhry's just thrown his hands up in the air. He can't believe it. And Stoinis now crashes this one through the covers for 4. Beautiful cover drive. Back-to-back boundaries. Marcus Stoinis. He might have a punchable face, but boy, he can bat. The Stars go to 2 for 66. I'll be right back. 2 for 66 here, the Stars. 9 overs gone. And another change of bowling. Gannon back into the attack. Slower ball drifting onto the legs. Turned away from Webster. Just the one, and Webster going along very slowly at the moment. Nine runs off 14 balls. Somebody said in the chat that he is Webster's treating this like a test match. Certainly is at the moment. Slowly but surely traveling along. Oh, that was you, Will, was it? Yeah, Webster, 9 or 14. Stoinis, 22 of 12. What a difference. As Gannon bangs this one in short. And it's a wide. It's above head height. One above the shoulders, mate, and that's a wide. That's too high. The Stars just starting to wrestle a little bit of momentum back here. Oh, wow. I'm plowing through these. I am plowing through these. Stoinis pulls this away for a single. 3 from the over so far. Bryce, yes, I'm on doubles. Thank you very much, Bryce, for sharing the stream about 10,000 times as well, by the way. Very much appreciate that. Gannon in again. Onto the pads. Turned off the hips. Webster thinking about a second, but it's... Oh, misfield. They'll get the 2. Misfield. They'll get the 2. Oh, that's poor fielding. A couple of examples here of poor fielding from the Hurricanes. Charlie Wakeham, I think that was on this occasion, coming in with one hand. Oh, dear. Chris Jordan, lazy with the one hand. Now Charlie Wakeham, lazy with the one hand. Webster. Test match cricket. Down the ground to long on for a single. Memphis Shade, ahoy mates. I recognise that username. You've been here before, haven't you? I go for the Brisbane Heat. Bryce K, hot take. If Scorchers make the final, they win it all. If they don't, the Sixers win it all. I fear that you're probably right, Bryce. For me personally, I would love to see somebody new win it. I would love to see a Hurricane Stars final so that we're guaranteed a new winner. I don't think either of them have won it. Well, I know the Hurricanes definitely haven't anyway. Oka Toad. Oka Toad, thank you very much for the 3 roses. Cheers. Stoinis on strike here, cuts this one away. Protection out at deep cover, and it will be just the one. A misfield now from Wade. What's going on there for the Hurricanes? Well, like I said, the Hurricanes, they don't really have anything to play for tonight, really, of substance. And we're just seeing some errors creep into their game. Missing Riley Meredith with the ball. Yeah, catch you later, Alvin. Appreciate you swinging by as always, my friend, and I'll see you for the next games and for the NRL, of course. NRL coming up We got some cool stuff coming up actually on the Wasted World of Sports. We'll be covering the NRL season, of course, but we've got the Rugby Six Nations coming up. The ICC Champions Trophy is coming up. Plenty of action in 2025. Oh, Bryce. Bryce says, damn, I need to diet. Last 3 nights I've had Macca's, KFC, Red Rooster, and Indian food for dinner. Oh, how good is all of it, though? It actually reminds me of, and here's been my philosophy, Bryce, is if anyone has seen the movie School of Rock with Jack Black is quite often, back when they used to have those social media doppelganger days, Jack Black was always one of the ones that got picked out as, who's Dan's doppelganger? Oh, I would get Jack Black, Kevin Smith, I can't remember now some of the other people. But, Jack Black is one of my most regular doppelgangers that gets picked out. And I just get reminded of School of Rock. And I can't remember verbatim exactly what was said, but I do kind of remember the line when he's like, look at me, like I could go on a diet and I could eat healthy and get myself in shape and everything, but I love to eat. And that's a line that I've always stolen for myself. It's like, yes, I'm sure it would be fantastic to be like 80 kilograms and built of granite, but then, food is so good. And we only live once, right? So, Christ, enjoy yourself, I say. Enjoy yourself, whatever makes you happy. If you're overweight and depressed, yes, go on a diet, work out, lose weight. If you're overweight and still happy within yourself and you're like me and you love your food, bollocks it. All right, now, what's it told me to switch over to? Oh, I'm on tomorrow's TV guide somehow. Okay, I need to get back to today's TV guide. Somehow I'm on Monday, and it's got me switching over to the Women's Ashes. Now, don't get me started on women's sports. Please. Please don't get me started on women's sports. I thought we got banned last time. Bryce K says, in this show, Victorious, the chef in sushi store, looks exactly like me. Oh, is that Victorious with Victoria Justice? God, I tell you what. Young Dan had a big crush on Victoria Justice, I'm not going to lie. AB1, ahoy there, mate. And Michelle says, nothing wrong with women's sport. Yeah, it'd just be nice if, they could hit sixes in the cricket. We're still waiting for WNBA for the women that can dunk. Oh, God. Okay, what's going on here? As much as I would love to commentate on Border Patrol, that's not what we're here for. Well, we switch over just in time to see a wicket. Stoinis has tried to pull this away, gets the top edge, and it skews out to backward point for a simple catch, and Mr. Bean's got the breakthrough. Mr. Bean with the wicket. Stoinis had just hit a 6. He tried to go again from the looks of it. I was too busy bollocking about with the remote, trying to switch channels. You know what? I am honestly going to confront Channel 7. I really am. This is not the first time that it has created a break in the live stream, having to switch the stations. I know that switching stations seems like it should be a very, very simple thing, but my argument to Channel 7 will be, you own all these channels. Just put it on one and goddamn keep it there, because we shouldn't have to be have a message pop up on the screen that says change channels, and I've got to fiddle around and find the remote and switch the thing over. Nah, bollocks them. They are going to get a very, very big rocket up the anus from me. Well, Marcus Stoinis is gone for 32 off 19, and Glenn Maxwell comes to the crease now. Gives himself some room, frees up the legs, punches down the ground for no run. Six runs and a wicket off this Mr. Bean over. Maxwell opens up his stance and launches this one over the top of mid-wicket, but Chaudhry is out there on the rope. Keeps it to 2, and it's 3 for 83, 11 overs gone. Oh, the Hurricanes, they're bowling well. The Stars under pressure. Stoinis was a huge wicket. Stoinis was a massive, massive wicket. The Stars are still favourites on Sportsbet. There you go. I feel like Sportsbet knows something we don't tonight. There was somebody in the chat room last night talking about betting agencies manipulating games. That is not normal. As Bo Webster finally decides to go, and he cracks this one through the covers for 4. Bo Webster, after treating this like a test match, has finally decided to go after one. Yeah, there was someone in the chat room last night talking about betting agencies and game manipulation, and there's something off about these odds. There's something very unusual about the odds tonight. At 3 for 87, 11 overs gone, I wouldn't have the Melbourne Stars $1.60 favourites to the Hurricanes, $2.30 outsiders, is all I'm saying. That's very unusual. Very unusual. There's something up there. There's something weird about that. 3 for 88, though, the Stars. Maxwell on strike. Maxwell could be the key wicket. Well, that's wide down leg side. It beats everybody, and it's 4. That's beaten everybody and races away to the fence. Chaudhry can't believe it. It's 4 wides. And that is gift runs. 9 from this over. 2 balls gone. It's a biggie. Full toss. Drilled to the leg side. Protection out there on the rope. Just the 1 run. Big boy. You just need Caleb. Max Jewell for 10 runs and the Hurricanes to win. And Matt needs the Canes to win. Chaudhry floats it up. Inside edge from Webster. Past the keeper. Short fine leg cuts it off, and there's a single. Scorchers fan, Matt. Nice. Unfortunately, I'm a Brisbane Heat fan. Maxwell goes after this with everything he's got. Lifts it over the long on rope for 6. Well, it's over the fence. It's gone all the way. Glenn Maxwell has decided it's time to go. That 4th spot is on the line. Jump on my back and I will lead the way. 83 metres over the long on fence. Old mate in the crowd trying to claim the catch, even though it bounced. Cheeky bugger. There'll be cameras on that, mate. You can't lie. And Maxwell guides it down to deep backward point for a single to finish the over. 3 for 101 here. The Stars. 12 overs gone. But, yeah, just something about the odds here. Something about the odds is just not making sense to me. They're not going that well that they should be $1.48 favourites to the Hurricanes $2.60. That goes against every other Big Bash game so far. BDV says anything less than 180 is a fail. Armin says it's a bookie's game. Stars going to win. Well, it is certainly, it's a bookie's world. Not just a bookie's game, it's a bookie's world. As Maxwell clubs this away through the onside. Over the mid-wicket for 4 runs. The thing that I found interesting is right from the very start, the Hurricanes, top of the table Hurricanes, 7 or 8 in a row Hurricanes, however many they've won in a row, came into this game outsiders with the bookmakers, yet for the qualifying final on Tuesday or whenever it is, against the Sydney Sixers, they're the favourites. I was immediately looking at the betting odds and going, what's up with that? That doesn't make sense. As they come through for a quick single, Maxwell running to the danger end. Slow to respond, but gets there safely. I thought it was a little odd. I didn't quite understand how, because they haven't rested that many players. We've talked about Riley Meredith being out. Billy Stanlake is out. But they do have Ben McDermott and Chris Jordan coming back in. It just didn't make sense to me that the Hurricanes, top of the table Hurricanes, could be so far outsiders for this game, yet favourites for the game against the Sixers, as Webster pulls this one over square leg for 6. Big Bo Webster has given that absolutely everything, and he gets a maximum. Test match cricket is over now for Bo Webster. And this is what we were talking about. He'll take some time to get himself in, but then he can go. And now he's suddenly 24 off 20. 11 off this over from Mitch Owen. BDV says Bo Webster is greater than Mitch Marsh in any format. Well, BDV, to be perfectly honest, and I hate to sound egotistical in any way, I'm not meaning to be egotistical. I'm just saying this is how bad I think Mitch Marsh is. I'm better than Mitch Marsh in any format. Driven away through the covers for 4. Bo Webster's decided it's time to lead the way. $15 off this over, and it's been a biggie. He's an Alan Border medalist. That's a horrible take. When was that? 20 years ago, though, Toby? Mitch Marsh has been horrible in every format of the game for years now. Years. When was the last time he did literally anything? You're perfectly entitled to your opinion. But when was the last time the man did anything? PJ says Canes look like they don't care. Well, PJ, I did say at the top of the stream, the Hurricanes have got nothing to play for tonight, so they're either going to rest players, or if they don't rest players, they are going to experiment. Well, they've kind of done a combination of both. They rested Riley Meredith, their linchpin of the bowling attack, their frontline bowler. Billy Stanlake's out injured. They couldn't help that. Billy Stanlake was going to be out no matter what. They opened the bowling tonight with Tim David as the power surge has been called here. The power surge has been called. Power surge activated. And why not? Glenn Maxwell and Bo Webster out there. Jocko, ahoy, mate. Chris Jordan, of course, back from injury. Let's see how he goes. He was racing the clock. He was very lazy out in the field earlier, which kind of suggests to me that he might not be 100%. So let's see. Chris Jordan to bowl the opening power surge over. And Bo Webster on strike. Drops it in short, and Webster thumps it back at him. It was a tough chance, but a chance nonetheless. Jordan into the hands and out. A tough chance, but a caught and bowled chance nonetheless. Webster clubs it at him. Geez, he's very lucky to have not broken a finger there, Chris Jordan. Oh, Webster gave that everything. Michelle says, so apparently Smith is injured, delayed leaving to Sri Lanka. You reckon? Oh, so are you suggesting maybe he's injured, Michelle? Injured and might, maybe he's been injured and therefore since he's still in the country, he gets to play on Tuesday night in the finals. Wouldn't that be interesting? Maxwell pulls this one away, fine for 4 down the leg side. An available Steve Smith would certainly do wonders to the Sydney Sixers finals hopes. The Beetle, ahoy mate. Chris Jordan, 5 off the first 2 balls. Drops this one in a little short. Maxwell misses out. Swing and a miss. Michelle, there's actually Mitchell Marsh fans. They exist. There were a couple of them in the chat room earlier. They're probably gone now, but there were a couple of Mitchell Marsh fans in the chat room. I didn't know Mitchell Marsh had fans. But there we go. I've seen everything now, literally. Maxwell, top edge. And it lands safely. The man at mid-on diving to try and take the catch. And Glenn Maxwell gets away with that one. Oh, that would have been a huge moment. Trying to club it down the ground. Maxwell skews off the top edge of the bat. Mid-on and mid-off both converge. And it lands safely. Oh, I'm pretty sure that his dad even realizes that he's shit. To be honest. Deep down. I mean, deep down. Maxwell backs away, clubs it over the top of the onside. Protection out there on the rope. And they come back for 2. 9 off the over so far is really not that bad, considering. Chris Jordan back from injury, potentially not 100%. The 9 off the opening over, probably really not that bad. Final ball, though, what can he come up with? Maxwell just turns it to the leg side. And the man at mid-wicket fields it, just a single to finish. Chris Jordan's not happy with that. It's 3 for 128, 14 overs gone. All right, so now the equation. 6 overs remain. You would expect, we always expect at least 6 and over from here, right? So minimum 36 more runs. Get some 164. They're going to need a little bit more than that. Will Main says, I say power surge should be changed to double the runs of what you get in one ball. Well, somebody's been playing too much hit wicket with the 2x power boost for their batsmen. 3 for 128 here, 14 gone. Gannon to bowl the second over of the power surge. And Maxwell on strike. What can he manufacture here? Goes the reverse, and he misses it. Swing and a miss, and Wade. Oh, Wade's not happy. He's thrown the glove off immediately and clutched at his hand. Fletcher says the Stars are at an okay spot. Yeah, it's not good. It's not bad. It's just, I mean, it's an average innings at the moment, isn't it, Fletcher? Traveling along just fine. Maxwell clubs it to mid-on. No run. Simon, Hobart Hurricanes. Ahoy, mate. Greeny reckons that WinViz is 60-40 Stars way. Well, 60-40 would probably match up pretty closely with the sports bet odds at the moment, as Maxwell tries to go again. Through the leg side, can't beat mid-on. They'll get through for a single, though. Yeah, at the moment, Melbourne Stars are $1.38. Hobart Hurricanes, $3 outsiders on Sportsbet. So WinViz equivalent is probably 60-40. My only assumption is that that's got a lot to do with it. It's a very green top looking wicket. So maybe they're just backing in the Stars bowlers here. I do find the odds a bit bizarre, though. Swing and a miss outside off here from Webster. And a dot ball for Gannon. 3 for 129, 14.3 gone. They're going to at least give themselves something to bowl at here, the Stars. So they've done that part of the job. That part taken care of. Two balls left in this over. Webster backs away. Tries to scoop it down the ground. He's got under it a little bit, but he's got enough on it to send it all the way over the fence. A big 6 over long off. Bo Webster, wow. He didn't even swing through that with 100% aggression. He's just scooped it up, and it goes 85 meters. Three for 135. Webster gets over the top of this one. Pulls it away for 1. Lachlan Smith asks how long I've been a fan of the Big Bash. My very first Big Bash game, I went to the Gabba with a bunch of mates. We caught a maxi. We were just hanging around the house one day, and we went, oh, we're all sitting around the house having some beers. The cricket's on. We should head over and check out the cricket. We caught a maxi taxi over to the Gabba, bought our ticket to the gate for like $15, wandered in, got to choose where we sat, and we sat down and enjoyed the game. That was the very, very early days of Big Bash. It's obviously changed a lot now. You've got to pre-buy your ticket, or it might be sold out. You get allocated seating. Yeah, I've been following the Big Bash since the very early stages. Fletcher asks why Gannon plays for WA when he is from New South Wales. Oh, Webster chips this off the pads for 4. Down to the mid-wicket boundary. A beautiful shot. Well, Fletcher, basically, you play for whoever signs you. Doesn't matter where you're from. You play for whatever club or in Big Bash, whatever franchise picks you up. It really doesn't matter where you're from. Webster goes hard at this, outside off, gets the top edge over the top of the vacant slip cordon for 4. Then why is there state cricket? Because there's a team from every state. Much in the same way that there's a team from particular cities in the NRL, but not everybody that plays for them is from there, you know what I mean? The city-state connection is purely for where the team's based. Oh, and that's a wide. Mitch Owen gets this horribly wrong. Outside off stump. I mean, the Queensland coach at the moment is from South Africa, so... Oh, Webster! That is right in the arc, and he has got every little piece of that as he drives it over long on for 6 and brings up his half-century. Bo Webster moves to 51 of 29, or 30 now. 51 of 30 balls, and he started this innings like he was playing a test match against India. And he is into Big Bash mode now, well and truly. Big Bo Webster. Three for 151. 15.3 gone. And the Stars, they're on their way. Mitch Owen, none for 45 or 3.3. Mitch Owen is bowling the overs that Riley Meredith normally would be. Webster gets under this one. Has he got enough on it? Caught it long on. Chris Jordan runs around and takes it. And he's gone to the well once too often here. Bo Webster brings up his 50. And now he's on his way. One too many. And Chris Jordan, he was never to the pitch of that. Bo Webster never got to the pitch of that one. It was a chest-height ball that he has tried to drive down the ground. And all he has done is scoop it up in the air. Simple catch for Chris Jordan. Running around from long on. 51 of 31, but he's gone now. 4 for 151, the Stars. Hilton Cartwright now. to face his first ball. It doesn't get to the pace of it. Mitch Owen, 1 for 45 or 3.5. So, yeah, I would suspect that Mitch Owen is basically bowling the overs that Riley Meredith would have bowled had he been playing tonight. The Hurricanes resting their frontline bowler. And Owen, he did get the big wicket of Bo Webster, but he's been taken to the cleaners for the most part. 1 for 46 of his 4 overs. The Stars, 1 for 1. 1. They wish they were 1. The Stars, 4 for 152. 16 overs gone. All right, so 4 overs remain. Minimum. You would expect a minimum 6 and over, 24 more runs. Gets them 176. So realistically, 180, 190. 180, 190 is what they've got to be aiming for here. Stars. BDV says, we bat so deep, it's hard to understand why we don't post bigger scores / win more games. Ankur Sharma, ahoy mate, welcome back. I remember you from the other night, if I'm not mistaken. $170 plus. I told you 6 overs before, he says. I'm sorry, mate. I'm not ignoring you or not acknowledging you. I'm just commentating. I'm giving an update on the current game situation. But I do remember that now that you mention it. You did mention that quite some time ago. I think you said 180. And 180 certainly looks like the score that they're rampaging towards here. As Hilton Cartwright backs away, gives himself room and scoops it over the top, a backward point for 4. And now third man drops back, giving themselves some protection out there on the fence. Mr. Bean starts with 4. Cartwright scoops this to the leg side. That's 6. Well, you want to drop a fielder back on the offside where I just went? I'll hit it the other side of the field. It's all good. Hilton Cartwright goes 4, 6. Opposite sides of the field. Moves to 11 of 4 balls. 4 for 162. Well, forget about 180. They'll be eyeing off 200 here. Mr. Bean's slower ball. Driven down to long on for 1. And if my memory serves me correctly, the other night in the game, Ankur Sharma, 7866, predicted very, very closely the number of balls between wickets, if memory serves me correct. Maxwell goes after this one, gets under it a little bit, but he gets enough on it to send it all the way over deep fine leg for 6. The Melbourne Stars, forget about a power surge. They have exploded here. Glenn Maxwell and Hilton Cartwright. As Mr. Bean throws his head back in frustration. Well, the people there in the stands looking very happy in their green fairy outfits. 17 off this over so far. 2 deliveries to go. Boy, the Hurricanes' bowling attack is missing Riley Meredith tonight. Big time. Maxwell chops this one away just over the top of mid-on, and that's away for 4. Away for 4. Did not even get close to getting all of that, Maxi. But he got enough on it. Just scoops that one down the ground. Nothing but power there. 21 runs off this over. This is insane from the Melbourne Stars. Mr. Bean to Maxwell. Wide outside off. Just scoops it up over the top. And away for 4, is it? No, well fielded out there. Saving the boundary, Charlie Wakeham. They'll come back for a second. 23 runs off that over. Mr. Bean finishes his 4. 1 for 45. He did get a big breakthrough, but 45 runs. Wow. The Stars have gone to town tonight. Taking the bowlers to task. Oh, it's Kozar. Ahoy, mate. Welcome back. Rock my balls. Ahoy, mate. Melbourne are winning, question mark. Yeah, at the moment, I would have Melbourne slightly ahead in this game. Especially considering Melbourne have to win. This game means essentially nothing for the Hurricanes. And the Melbourne Stars are very strongly positioned right now. 4 for 175 after 17. Chris Jordan, 10 runs off his first over, back into the attack. Drops it in short, Cartwright pulls it away. One bounce to the man at deep square leg. Just a single. Zephyrobo, up the Stars, he says. Kozza asks who I'm going for. I've tipped the Stars in this one because I had a theory coming into this one, Kozza. I had a theory that the Hurricanes would either rest players and or experiment because this game means nothing to them. And they've both rested players and experimented. They opened the bowling tonight with Tim David. So they've kind of done both. So I'm very happy that I've tipped the Stars. And yeah, the fairy tale potentially continues here for the Stars. Bottom of the table after 5 games. Bottom of the table halfway through the competition. And now win this and they qualify for the finals. What a fairy tale. What an underdog story. And they're 4 for 177 here, being sent into bat, doing everything that they possibly need to do as they come through for a bye here. Wade fires at the stumps. Direct hit gets him and gets him. Well, Matthew Wade has pulled off a miracle here. And Matthew Wade has a right to prance about here after that one. This is a wide down the leg side that's beaten everybody. Wade bumps it down with his chest. They've taken him on. And he has fired it down to the non-striker's end. And he has taken middle stump. And he has every right to prance about with an attitude after that one. Hilton Cartwright's on his way. It's 5 for 178. Candy, ahoy there. Now I feel like candy-filled pasta. UFC, OnlyFams, ahoy mate. Phoenix FN, you just tuned in. Have they used their power surge? Yes, they have. They used it very early on. Well, they've thrown their wicket away there, Hilton Cartwright, but Tom Curran can bat. It's all good. 5 for 178. 17.2 overs gone. 200 is still on the cards here. UFC OnlyFans says candy-filled pasta would be diabolical. Yeah, you're probably right about that, UFC. Well, maybe I will just eat pasta off candy. Okay, I've gone too far. I've officially gone too far. I apologize. UFC, you've got a confession. Okay. I'm all ears. I'm all ears, my friend. Chris Jordan, slower ball off the outside edge. Almost beats Wade. Maxwell, 38 of 20. Greedy says that you can see in the replay Cartwright didn't want to run, but Maxwell was already halfway across. So we're saying it's Maxwell's fault. I like it. But it probably was too, to be honest. Two balls remaining in this over. Jordan drops it in short. Curran turns it off the hip. Just a single to get Maxwell back on strike. 5 for 180. 17.5 overs gone. This game's in Melbourne, the MCG. Phoenix. MCG, Melbourne Stars win. They qualify for the finals. Melbourne Stars lose. The Perth Scorchers are in. It's a simple equation here in this game. Hurricanes are top of the table, whether they win or lose. Maxwell on strike. Turns it fine off the pads for a single. Retains the strike. It's 5 for 181. 18 gone. 200 is still on the cards here for the Melbourne Stars. Doing what they need to do to stay alive here in this competition. UFC OnlyFans says, when I was in primary school, is this something that I should be reading out live on the stream, by the way, UFC? When I was in primary school, this famous New Zealand cricket player from the national team came to our school, and the whole school gathered for a demonstration, and I didn't know how to play cricket. Do you know who the famous cricketer was? Because I know that you don't follow cricket, so you might not have retained that information as to who it even was. Was it Stephen Fleming? But you were selected to partake in the demonstration, and you didn't know what to do, and you hit the wicket on top with the bat, and everyone laughed at you. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at you now. I apologize. You're pouring your heart and soul out in the chat room, and I'm laughing at you reading the story back. And you ran away, and this is probably why you never messed with cricket. Do you know who the player was, though? Was it Stephen Fleming? Was it Ross Taylor? Was it one of the Marshall brothers? I'm curious. Two overs left here. Melbourne Stars, Gannon into the bowling attack. They're 2 overs behind as well, the Hurricanes. Swing and a miss here from Curran. They'll come through for a leg bye just to get Maxwell on strike. Maxie's 41 of 23. Looking for another half century here. Oh, Brendan McCullum. Yeah, okay. It was probably him. Maxwell, 41 of 23, eyeing off another half century here. Gannon, full, driven down the ground from Maxwell. He gets all of it, 1 bounce for 4. Well, you can't bowl full tosses to Glenn Maxwell. He will dispatch them straight down the ground for 4. 1 bounce into the sight screen. Five for 187. Maxwell, 45. Half volley slashed over the top of the offside for 6. That could have gone all the way. That could be his 50. The crowd are appealing for a 6. They want it to be a 6. They want Maxi to get his 50. We're going to have a closer look at this. If it's hit the rope on the full, it's a 6, which I think is a ridiculous rule. If it hits the rope, it should be 4, regardless. Well, it's hit the rope on the full. That will be 6. Let's have a look. It's hit the top of the rope. So that... and it's going to be 4, yes. Oh, it's 6. It's been given 6. Maxwell brings up his 50. It's been given 6. Yeah, I don't like that rule. The rope should be 4. If it hits the rope on the full, 4. If it's over the rope, 6. If it brushes, hits the rope at all, 4. That's my opinion. Maxwell goes again, clubs it down the ground, going for 6 more. Hits the sight screen. Back-to-back 6s for Glenn Maxwell. Jai Marshall, ahoy, mate. Glenn Maxwell putting on a show out there tonight. And the Hobart Hurricanes bowling attack is really, really missing Riley Meredith and Billy Stanlake tonight. Jai Marshall says, Perth Scorchers reposted your Facebook and Instagram story. That's pretty cool. Maxwell gives himself room on the leg side and just scoops it over. Deep fine leg for 6. 3 6s in a row. 666, the number of the beast. And the 200 is up for the Melbourne Stars. 5 for 205. And the Melbourne Stars here, they have given themselves every opportunity to stay alive in this competition. I tell you what, though, in the Waste of Water Sports Big Bash Tipping League, double points this week really shook things up. I have somehow, so far, survived at the top of the table. But boy, did the double points shake things up. There were people that were at the bottom that are now suddenly breathing down my neck with the double point system. It was a big, big shake-up. Now, 1 over to go and a time penalty, which means an extra fielder up inside the circle. Chris Jordan, none for 16 off his 2 to bowl the final over. Curran on strike, just pushes down for a single. Get Maxwell on strike. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Chris asks, who's my team? Brisbane Heat, unfortunately. I know, it's embarrassing. Apart from last year. Every other year, apart from last year, it's embarrassing to say. Sorry, what have I missed? Michelle's like, Dan. That's exactly how she would have said it too. Dan. ... What have I missed? Oh, did I tip the Hurricanes? No, because I'm not a... I nearly said the R word. Because I'm not an idiot. I tipped the Stars tonight. Hurricanes, I knew were going to be resting players or experimenting. Maxwell clubs this away over the top and mid-off for 4. Just gets enough on it. And it's away for 4. No, I knew the Hurricanes have nothing to play for here tonight. So I knew they were either going to rest players in mass or they're going to experiment. Well, they kind of did half and half. They've rested a few players and they've also experimented. Tim David opening the bowling was a huge experiment that failed. Chris Jordan now finishing the bowling, which is not quite working out at the moment. But it means nothing to the Hurricanes. They're top of the table, win or lose. This match means absolutely nothing to them. The Stars are the ones with everything to play for, so yeah, I went Stars. 5 for 210, 19.3 overs gone. Glenn Maxwell, 67 of 29. Chris Jordan, straight back from injury and being asked to bowl the final over to Glenn Maxwell. That is a big ask. Maxwell goes after it, gets underneath it. Should be enough to get over the top, and it hits the rope on the full for 6 again. They'll have a closer look at this, though, of course. Shay Dital. Ahoy there, mate. Doing very well. How are you tonight? Welcome back. Yes, that's hit the rope on the full again. I don't like that rule. I think they should just make it easy. If it hits the rope at all, it's 4. If it hits the rope at all, it's 4. I hate this hit the rope on the full 6 nonsense. 6 has got to be over the rope. I honestly hate this rule. If it hits the rope, it's 4. If it clears the rope, 6. Just make it easy. This is a waste of time. It clearly hit the rope. Let's just call it 4. But they have to have a look and see if it hit it on the full so we can give it 6 so that we can get more 6s in the game. Whoop-dee-doo. Another 6, though, for Maxwell. 73 of 30. He has been hammering here tonight. Glenn Maxwell. Chris Jordan, 11 off this over so far. Maxi goes again. Scoops it over the leg side. Can't beat the man at deep square. And they'll come back for 2. I mean, do we agree with that, chat room? Or is it just me? The rope should be 4. The rope should be 4. Clear the rope, 6. Hit the rope, 4. We agree with that, right? Hang on. 1 ball left in this until the innings break. UFC agrees. Well, thank you, UFC. I would like agreements from people that actually follow cricket, though. Would be nice. Final ball of the innings. Michelle agrees. There we go. But Michelle also thinks that basketball's a contact sport, so I don't know how I feel about being agreed with that. Maxwell backs away, and it's just a single to finish. Maxwell, 76 of 32. Five for 219. The Melbourne Stars finish their 20 overs, and they will go into this well on top here at the innings break, fighting for 4th spot. All right, I'll be right back. All right. What the hell is this? On the TV, Renegades versus the Hurricanes. White Heart, Purple Hearts. Ahoy there, mate. Blake, ahoy there. I tell you what, the YouTube crowd are probably desperately hanging out for, like, when is Dan going to do some more rugby league content? Well, to be perfectly honest, like, the Rugby League Lounge is something that the Rugby League Lounge podcast is something that I started, and I thought that was going to be my content for the off season. It just so happens that the Big Bash has exploded. We did one Big Bash game just to see how it went. Now, it hasn't exploded on YouTube. It's exploded on TikTok. YouTube exclusive. We would have done one Big Bash game, and that would have been it. The Big Bash took off on TikTok. We are 3 months into TikTok, and we've got over 1,000 followers, all from Big Bash cricket. The Big Bash streams on YouTube have been... I don't want to disrespect the people that have been coming along to say that it's been dead, but I mean, dead comparatively to the rugby streams, the NRL streams. So it kind of threw a spanner in the works for my Rugby League Lounge podcast, because the Big Bash is on essentially every single day. And so we have been streaming to TikTok every single day for the Big Bash. And it's made it very difficult for me to find the time to record my League Lounge podcast. But the Big Bash finals time is approaching. We are nearly at the end of the tournament. And so the League Lounge will return. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about in the world of rugby league. Oh yeah, UFC monetization on TikTok happens immediately. There's no hoops to jump through on TikTok. You're just, boom. You're monetized immediately. Ezra Robertson, ahoy, mate. How are you? Welcome back. So when the Big Bash is over, we will be back into rugby league content. Don't you worry about that. I've got a lot to talk about here coming up in the... Oh, sorry, my dog's bowl is empty. I will fill that up for her. Optimum. I heard this scratching, this furious scratching from behind me. I'm like, what is that? And I look down, and yeah, it's my dog scratching at her food bowl because there's no biscuits in it. There you go. There you go, love. You're all sorted now. You're all sorted out now. There's your bickies. Alvin Kamara says the Scorchers are cooked. 5 for 219. The Melbourne Stars have set. Melbourne Stars have to win to take 4th spot. The Melbourne Stars lose. The Perth Scorchers are in. Up the Pies says, come on, Hurricanes. Up the Pies, I'm assuming, is to do with Collingwood Magpies. Who's the, oh, God. Who's the Collingwood Magpies player that I know that doesn't play anymore, which just says how long it's been since I've watched AFL? Buckley, is that his name? Nathan Buckley? Shane Buckley? Help me out here, chat room. What's his name? That's how long it's been since I watched AFL. Nathan Buckley, Nathan Buckley. Big guy, right? Big dude. Yeah, blonde hair, right? Blonde hair. He went on to coach and then retired as coach in 2021. Is that right? But there you go. Was he a good coach? I know that he was a good player, but was he a good coach? Good players don't always equal good coaches, right? We see that time and time again. Good players don't always mean good coach. Average players sometimes mean fantastic coaches. Look at the All Blacks. The All Blacks at the moment have got, well, not so much with the All Blacks at the moment, but when he coached the Crusaders, Scott Razor Robinson, great player for the Crusaders, average All Black, fantastic coach. Worst commentator as well, Shane Buckley. UFC is saying the internet is saying you need 10K subs for monetization on TikTok. Well, I don't know what to tell you, UFC, because we've been streaming Waste of Water Sports on TikTok for 3 months. And I've made $30. I know, I'm rich. I'm rich, man. My ship's come in. No, but yeah, I don't know what to tell you, UFC. We were monetized immediately, so. Mind you, though, here is a factor, UFC. We did actually pitch, like we applied to TikTok for live access based on our YouTube numbers. Maybe that had something to do with it. Because my understanding is you don't get live access on TikTok until you have 1,000 followers. We did an independent pitch to TikTok to access live streaming based on our other social media. So maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah. Maybe they decided, oh yeah, look, these guys have got a small but strong enough following on YouTube. We'll give them live access and we'll monetize it straight away. I don't know. Maybe that could be it. Here we go, though. Season in the balance. The Melbourne Stars have set 5 for 219 to chase. And the Hobart Hurricanes are out to bat Caleb Jewell and Mitch Owen. Will the Melbourne Stars take 4th spot? Or will the Perth Scorchers be given a lifeline? We are about to find out. We are 20 overs at most away from finding out. Joel Paris to open the bowling for the Stars. Let's get this started. Paris with a beautiful outswinger that beats the outside edge for a dot ball. I mean, that was a perfect first up delivery. The green top, the conditions, the ball is swinging. This is going to be a tough chase. This will be a tough chase based on that ball. What a start from Joel Paris. Again, swinging away from Jewell, who just opens the face. Guides it down to deep backward point for a single. This has been a beautiful start with the ball. 219, the chase. Set Taj, ahoy mates. UFC says, down the leg side. Will it be called a wide? It is. No contact there. UFC says, I low-key think the Hurricanes are a smoky to win the cup. Fair enough, UFC. I mean, they've been the favourites to win and not smokies for about 7 or 8 games now, but I appreciate your opinion nonetheless. Paris in again, half volley, and Mitch Owen dispatches it. Well, that's poor bowling. You can't drop it in. A half volley there, right in the swinging arc. And Mitch Owen sends it over the mid-wicket fence for 6. Glorious shot there from Mitch Owen. He has been in fine form. Eight from this over so far, and yeah, Paris just getting it a little bit wrong at the moment. Do I think the Dragons get the spoon this year? You're having a laugh, aren't you, mate? You're having an absolute laugh, aren't you, sir? And I know it's not just you, USC. I know that Sportsbet have the Dragons as the favourites for the wooden spoon at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that Sportsbet are on drugs as well. There is no way the Raiders. There's no way the Dragons are picking up the spoon. Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mate. Drops it right into the swinging arc of Mitch Owen again, and he sends it over long on for 6. Well, this is poor bowling. The Melbourne Stars. Oh, they can't possibly lose from here, can they? No, to be honest, UFC, I'm very concerned about the Dolphins. The Dolphins have got a really strong starting 13, but outside of that, a couple of injuries and they're tanked. I'm very concerned about the Dolphins this year and the Wayne Bennett leaving factor. When Wayne Bennett leaves a team, they fall off cliffs usually. Wide now for Paris. It gets worse. I'm very concerned for the Dolphins this season. I really, really am. The Newcastle Knights are a Kalen Ponga injury away from the wooden spoon. I mean, obviously my favourites for the spoon are the Raiders. But, yeah, there are some caveats there. I'm concerned about the Dolphins and the Knights aren't looking that strong. Oh, chipped away. Can't beat the man at backward point. Fan of games. Good luck to the Hurricanes. Big first over. None for 17. The Hobart Hurricanes starting this chase very, very well. Ollie is the best. I had a fantastic day. Thank you. I hope that you have as well. $203 from 114 balls. Steckity into bowl. Look, honestly, I would have had Steckity opening the bowling. No offense to Joel Paris, but yeah, Steckity would have been my opener for sure. Steckity to Jewel. Half volley outside off stump, lifted over the top of the offside, and this should go away for 4. Well, that was a poor ball. He's making a mockery of me, Steckity. He got the line all wrong there. A half volley outside off and a simple scoop up over the offside. Boy, oh boy. This has not been a good start with the ball here for the Stars. Stoinis gets it a little bit straighter this time and pulled down the ground to mid-on for a single. Stoinis in again. Caleb Jewell on strike. Wide outside off again. Swing and a miss. Will this be called? It's pretty wide. And it's been called. Well, Stoinis is getting his lines all wrong here at the moment. Oh, God. They can't possibly, can they? The Stars. They can't possibly. This has been a really, really poor start with the ball. Half volley, Jewell scoops it over the top of mid-on, and Stoinis, Superman, has come flying across and dives and takes a miracle catch. Well, those are the sorts of catches that swing a match. Marcus Stoinis, the captain, goes flying backwards to take it. An amazing catch. Has the captain just swung this game back in favour of his team? Marcus Stoinis. Oh, yes, get on top of him there. Group hug on the ground. Big wicket, that one. 1 for 22. In the context of the game situation and the tournament situation, low-key, that could be the catch of the year there. Marcus Stoinis, Superman. Certainly not the most classic catch in terms of the thrill of it all, but in terms of the game situation, the context of the tournament, that could be the catch of the year right there. Marcus Stoinis. Charlie Wakeham now to the crease. A beautiful out-swinging, full-pitched ball from Stoinis. And Wakeham hangs the bat out. Nothing but air. UFC only fans, you're off to 69, you'll miss us, and you're going to listen to me commentate. Do you want me to guide you through it, or have you got it all sorted, UFC? Cut away, straight to the man at point. A simple catch. Charlie Wakeham's gone for a duck. And the Hurricanes now are under the pump. 2 for 22. Stoinis gets 2 in the over. Cuts it straight to the man at point. Simple catch. And the Hurricanes are in dire straits now. Well, Stoinis, I said I would have opened the bowling with him. He started the over really badly, but he is now proving me to be correct. Hobart Hurricanes 2 for 22, 1.5 overs gone. The runs are not a problem. The wickets are a big problem. Stoinis, former Brisbane Heat player. Another one that the Heat have let go that is shining for another franchise. Ben McDermott back from injury. Out to face one ball left in this Stoinis over. Turns it away to the leg side for a dot ball. Steckity 2 for 5 off the first over. The Hurricanes 2 for 22. We need. I mean, this is not even optional at this point. We need a Richie Benaud 2 for 22 soundbite. How many times? It's actually been surprising how many times 2 for 22 has hit this BBL 14. We need a Richie Benaud 2 for 22 soundbite for BBL 15. Oh, bugger that. Bugger BBL 15. I'll have a Richie Benaud soundbite for the finals and for the ICC Champions Trophy. Peter Siddle, the man that never ages, into the attack. Right on the money from ball one. Peter Siddle. Honestly, this man is about 80 years old. And he just storms in on ball one and puts it right on the money. A dot ball to start. On the money again. Owen goes after him. Top edges it over the top. A backward point for 4. Well, you don't mind that as a bowler. Honestly. It's 4 runs. It's 4 runs, but you do not mind that. You've drawn the drive out of the batsman. It wasn't a horrible ball. You want to draw the batsman into those strokes. That's a better one. Owen lifts it to the square on the leg side, and they'll push back for a second. Asher Roper. Ahoy there, mate. Maxi got 85, I want to say. Is that correct? Hang on, let's have a look. Let's answer your question with authority, as opposed to answering your question with a question. Maxi got, as Owen cuts this away to the offside, beats the man on the rope, and that's 4. Maxi got 76. Okay, I was close. I gave him 9 runs too many. Beautiful stroke, that one from Mitch Owen. He's in fine form. Bangs this in short. There was a noise, a slight appeal from behind the stumps, but it's been called wide. Well, we have heard this all BBL 14. I have heard noises as balls go through to the keeper. I'd love to know what these sounds are. The real Sixer fan says, Dan, if the Sixers win the comp, will you be mad? Not at all. Why? Why would I be mad? If the Sixers win the comp, they deserve to win the comp. Mitch Owen, French cut down to the fine leg fence for 4. More us than class, but 4 runs it is. Oh, this run chase is on. But the Melbourne Stars, they're on as well. 2 early wickets. 15 runs off this Peter Siddle over. This is unheard of. Final ball, and Mitch Owen dispatches him for 6. That's a huge hit. A slower ball halfway down the pitch. And Mitch Owen pulls it away for 6 over mid-wicket fence. Boom. Massive hit. 2 for 43. 3 overs gone. Well, they're flying. They are flying here, the Hobart Hurricanes. PJ, ahoy mate, welcome along. PJ says, you sound like the legendary racing commentator Matt Hill. Well, since you've said legendary, I'm going to take that as a compliment. I don't know who it is, but I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you. Now in the YouTube chat, Ollie is the best has asked, how do I think the Warriors are going to do this year in the NRL? Oh, oh, Ben McDermott opens the face of the bat to this one, turns it down to third man for a single. Steckety back into the attack, 2 for 5 off his opening over. McDermott back from injury. Oh, beats him, cuts him in half. Big shot for LBW, and the umpire gives it. Oh, Ben McDermott, he's going to review this. I've got a feeling he'll review this, and he does immediately. This is close. This is close. Oh, this is a big moment in the game. Ben McDermott, if he's on his way. It was a huge appeal from Steckety. Cricket, ahoy mate, welcome back. Nice to see you again, and thank you very much for the 4 roses. Steckety, a nice full delivery. Right in the slot. Oh, it's angling back. Height is the only issue here. I think this is going to be umpire's call and gone. Umpire's call and gone. It's pitched outside off, I'm pretty sure, but the impact is in line. And height will be umpire's call, I reckon. Oh, the wicket's hitting. He's gone. The review is burnt. The wicket falls. Beautiful delivery from Steckety. Steckety gets his third. And the Hurricanes fall to 3 for 45. Steckety is 3 for 7. Can I just say, as a Brisbane Heat supporter, Steckety used to play for the Brisbane Heat. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm dreaming this. Steckety used to play for the Brisbane Heat. I'm fairly certain. And here he is for the Melbourne Stars, 3 for 7. Unbelievable. PJ asks if I'm an Aussie Rules fan. Oy, yeah. No, my co-host, Michelle, not an imaginary friend, by the way. I'm just like, obviously she's not here tonight. But I'm just saying my oftentimes co-host is a big fan of the AFL, and we're actually tossing up possibly figuring out a way to cover the AFL here on the Waste of Water Sports in the future. But yeah, it won't be me. It wouldn't be me doing it. I can't even begin to describe the disinterest from me covering the AFL. Things can change, though. Things can change. Look, never say never in this world. I didn't think that I would be interested in covering an entire season of BBL, for example. I honestly thought that we would do the Brisbane Heat games, as I'm a Brisbane Heat fan, and that would be it. Here we are. We've done almost every single game for BBL 14. So never say never. Who knows? I might one day sit down and watch the Aussie Rules and go, this is actually good shit. You never know. Oliver Wilson, thank you very much for sharing the live. Hey, Oliver Wilson, you're not Ollie is the best from YouTube, are you? Steckity in again. Mitch Owen, slow to get that. You are? Oh, okay. Wow, okay. Right, so we've got Ollie is the best on YouTube, and we've got Oliver over on TikTok. Nice. Well, thank you, Ollie is the best, for looking us up on both channels. Very much appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ollie is the best. Following on all the social media platforms. Steckity floats this one up outside of stump, and Chaudhry lets it go through to the keeper. Steckity, 2 overs, 3 for 8. What a bowling performance so far from the Steckers. So Michelle has said, and I believe it's been answered in the chat room, but let's read it out anyway. If the Stars win big, like Tom Hanks' movie, Big, does that have any bearing on the points differential? Yeah, that's already been answered. Nah, Stars win. They finish fourth. No matter how much they win by. 9F6, ahoy there in the YouTube chat. Welcome along. Usama Mir into the bowling attack now for the Stars. 3 for 47, the Hurricanes. 4 overs gone. Mitch Owen holds the keys, I reckon. Mitch Owen, Tim David still to bat as well. Never, ever rule out the Hobart Hurricanes when Tim David is still to come. Parker says Razor's a boss. Chaudhry on strike, scoops this one up. Bump ball to Stoinis there in the covers. PJ, you're a big Scorchers fan. Oh, so you are hanging out for this one, PJ. You are watching this one with bated breath. Usama floats it up outside off Chaudhry, cuts and misses. A dot ball. Just the single off the over so far. Punch down to long on for one and a misfield. He slipped. He's fallen on his ass and hurt himself. And they'll come back for a second on the misfield. Well, that's Maxwell. Glenn Maxwell. He's taken a tumble. The foot's just gone out from under him. Down he goes on his ass. And they'll come back for 3, actually, on that misfield from Maxi. Mir, and again, drops it in short. Owen scoops it up, but it lands safely. Protection down there at long off. Thank you very much, Cricket, for the TikTok. Cheers. Final ball of the over here. It's been a decent one from Osama. Cut away into the gap. Protection out there at the deep cover, deep point region. Just a single to finish. 7 off the over. And that's okay because the Hurricanes need 11 and over. So 7 is a very solid one there from Chaudhry. PJ, you're a big Scorchers fan, but you also like the Stars. Well, in that case, PJ, would it be fair to say, even though you're a big Scorchers fan, much in the same way that I'm a big Brisbane Heat fan, is it safe to say that even though we are big fans of our chosen teams, we can still appreciate that the Stars probably deserve that 4th spot this year? Is that a fair statement? Just in case, ahoy, mate. Nice to see you again. How are you tonight? 3 for 54 here, the Hurricanes. And Tom Curran into bowl. The Melbourne Stars are down a Ben Duckett, but they're up a Tom Curran, sorry. And he puts this right on the money with ball number 1. That is a solid delivery. A perfect length, perfect line. And Mitch Owen just hangs the bat out. The required run rate at the moment is 11.19. And the Hurricanes are going along at 10.45, but they've lost those 3 wickets, of course. Owen goes after this one, chops it down to long on, straight down the throat, and they know that's a huge wicket. Glenn Maxwell hulks up because he knows how massive that is. Mitch Owen's gone for 38 off 16, and the Hurricanes are 4 down now. That is a monster of a wicket. Mitch Owen, 38, the set batsman. And Maxwell, no wonder he is so hulked up about that. And he's in the green as well, Maxie. Hulking up. I'm surprised his shirt didn't rip open with those massive muscles that he just hulked up there. 4 for 54 here, the Hurricanes. The Real Sixer fan on YouTube says, if you are a Scorchers fan, my friend hates you. I'm not. I'm a Brisbane Heat fan. I go for the Heat. Unfortunately, been a terrible year for the Brisbane Heat. Recruitment and retention's been the problem for the Heat this year. Matthew Wade out to the crease. All is not lost for the Hurricanes. We know that Matthew Wade is more than capable of holding the bat. 4 for 54, though. The Hurricanes top of the table in dire straits. Curran drifts onto the pads, turned away from Wade. They'll push for 2 here. Out to deep square leg. Flynn Newell, ahoy there, mate. Flynn says the Stars are home. Oh, geez, the amount of swings and roller coasters we've seen from BBL 14 so far. I'd be concerned about counting chickens too early, Flynn. We have seen some roller coaster games. The job is not done yet. Wade cuts this one away through the covers for 4. And there's Tim David on the boundary, whacking the ball back in. Yeah, honestly, it would take a very brave person. A very brave person to be calling a BBL 14 game early. Brody Appleton over on YouTube. White Heart, Purple Heart. Oh, thank you so much, Brody, for taking the time to look us up on another platform. Very much appreciate it, mate. Cheers to you, sir. 2 balls left in this over. It's been a great one from Curran. Wade punches down to mid-on for a single. 6 runs and a wicket from it. I'm on the JB doubles tonight, Brody. Well, I've had to remind myself at certain times, I'm on doubles. Slow down, sir. Slow down. The worst case scenario of any stream is you... goes after it with everything he's got here, Chaudhry. And he gets the outside edge over the top of the slip fielder for 4. It was so close. Very nearly another wicket there. Chaudhry threw everything at it. And that's what you have to do. 4 for 65. 6 overs gone. I'll be right back. Samamir back into the bowling attack. Just punched away for a single to start with. Flynn says, who do I think will win this year? Personally, you think the Sixers are too good with the depth they have. I was actually going to say it's the year of the Hurricane, Flynn, as Chowdhury steps back in the crease, gives himself room on the leg side and hammers this through long on for 4. Good shots. And thank you very much, Cricket, for the TikTok and the rose there in my absence. Osama Mir in again. Chowdhury turns it away to the leg side. Just the single. The Sydney Sixers are about to lose at least Steve Smith. Do the Sydney Sixers... Legitimate question. Do the Sydney Sixers win those games that they've won without Steve Smith? The Hobart Hurricanes, I realise that tonight should not at all dictate the Hurricanes' chances. They've got nothing to lose tonight. They finish top of the table, win, lose, or draw. So they should not be judged on tonight's performance. They're top of the table. I do feel like it is the year of the Hurricane. Mir in again. Wade fence it down to the offside. And they race through for a single. Good bowling again from Osama Mir, though. A 4 for 72. 7 overs gone. Nick, ahoy there, mate. You took a catch in the first innings. Very nice. Who hit the 6 and where were you sitting? Four for 72 here, and Joel Paris back into the bowling attack. 17 off his first over. A bold call to go back to him. The other side of the Shane Warne stand. Very, very nice. Do you know who hit the 6, Nick? We're trying to narrow it down. Nixon B says, bro, you need to stop commentating. Oh, and just have the scores on the screen? Nick says, you think it was Big Bo. Oh, very nice. And you took the catch. Now, Nick, do you win money for taking the catch? Do you get money? Do they still give you money for taking a crowd catch? I'm so curious. Oh, you didn't get anything? Oh, God. I'd be complaining. They used to give money for people who took the crowd catch. Chowdhury cuts this one away. Will Main says, don't think they do. I'm not kidding about this, but we all remember, right? They used to give money if you took the crowd catch. They don't do that anymore. That's bollocks. They should still give money for a crowd catch. Ball for 76 here, the Hurricanes. 7.3 overs in. Harris. It's been a rough start for him. And Wade turns this now down. Oh, misfield. A misfield, but it shouldn't cost them anything too much there. 6 off this over. Will Main says, do you know Gus Kennedy, the cricketer? The fact that I have to whip my phone out here and Google this suggests that no, I don't. But this one's up in the air. Will it drop short? Yes, it does. It lands. Oh, an English cricketer. No, I don't. No, don't know him. Augustus, Gus, Damien, Josh Kennedy. You definitely used to win if you caught a crowd catch, but from the sounds of it, not a thing that happens anymore. 8 from this over so far. Wade happy to turn this down the leg side. Short fine leg is there, so there's just a single. 4 for 81 after 8. Now, the Hurricanes, the run rate has been no problem. The required run rate is 11.42. They're traveling along nicely at 10.34. Wickets are a big problem. Wickets are a big problem. Jude, ahoy there, mate. Predictions for finals. Oh, look, I still think regardless of tonight, Jude, it's the year of the Hurricane for mine. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I feel like they become the bride tonight. Not tonight. This year. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I think they do win the whole thing this year. The Hobart Hurricanes for mine. 4 for 81. KFC used to sponsor the 6 crowd catch. But they don't anymore. So that's probably what happened. Nobody wanted to sponsor it. Probably why they didn't do it anymore. See, because that's what smart people do. Smart people use other people's money for things. Back when I was putting on gigs and promoting, I was an idiot. Used all my own money for stuff. It took me a long time to learn the lesson that, yeah, you don't use your own money for anything. You use other people's money for it. Glenn Maxwell into the bowling attack. Starts with a single. 4 for 82 here. The Hurricanes. 138 needed off 71 balls. Michelle, oh, for you, a good friend. I did just win 75K on the Greyhounds. I'd be happy to talk. What have you got in mind? 2 runs off this opening over. I mean, I would be happy to talk. I've got to kill some money, otherwise the tax man's going to be all over me. Four for 84 here. Maxwell with 3 singles. To start this over, Chaudhry pulls this one away. Another single. Brody Appleton says, I'm kind of new to cricket, but what if Hobart gets 6 wickets? Does it keep on going? Well, Hobart can't get any wickets because they're batting. But if Melbourne gets 6 more wickets, that's it. Over. Each team that's batting gets 10 wickets or 20 overs to play, and that's the limit. So what do you reckon, Brody, as somebody who's been on Twitch and YouTube What do you reckon? Do you have a preference on, like, obviously there's a lot more game information that's able to be made available on YouTube than there is TikTok with the vertical format. But I'm curious as a follower of both. Do you have a preference? What seems to be better? Up the NRL, ahoy, mate. You think the layout of YouTube is more, but you would like to see runs needed and ball. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a fair enough call. The runs needed and balls left to bowl. The equation is, yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah, I don't understand why they don't put that on there. Up the NRL, surely the Melbourne Stars win from here. I mean, the Hurricanes are on track with the run rate, but they've lost so many wickets, right? Marcus Stoinis into bowl. Yeah, unfortunately, Brody, I just take all the screen overlays I just take from elsewhere. I totally agree with you, though, mate. 110% agree with you. I can't understand why in limited overs cricket the overlay does not have runs. It's got the runs required. It just doesn't have the balls remaining. I'm with you on that one, sir. All right, 4 for 88 here. 9 overs gone. Stoinis into the attack. Wade on strike. Fends it down to the offside. Just a single. Up the NRL says, was it not a great catch from him? It was. It absolutely was a great catch. I actually said, like, there's better catches that have been taken in terms of classic catches, much better catches that have been taken. But in the context of the game and what's on the line for the season, Marcus Stoinis took one of the best catches of BBL 14, hands down. Starts with 2 singles here. Chaudhry's 19 off 13. Wade is 19 off 16. 4 for 90 here. The Hurricanes 130 to win off 64 balls. Big ask. Stoinis drops it in. Wade tries to pull it over the offside. Over the onside. Clips it to the onside dot ball. Four for 90. Required run rate 12.19. Stoinis drops it in, half volley. Wade pulls it away, just short of the man. Diving in from deep square leg. It was an opportunity. It was a tough chance, but a chance nonetheless. And it just drops in short of him. Great effort, diving to his left. Oh, that would have been a great catch, and that could have been the game in the balance right there. Still alive. A sparkle still exists here for the Hurricanes. Wade, 21 off 18. Advances down the pitch, scoops it off the legs, doesn't get all of it, puts it straight to deep square leg, and Matthew Wade is gone. And with that, potentially goes all hope for the Hurricanes. Although Tim David will come out to the crease now, but they are under the pump. Wade just lifts it straight to the man at deep square leg. Didn't even have to move. He put it right down his gullet. 5 for 92. Marcus Stoinis points to the star. Big wicket. Big wicket. Oh, the Melbourne Stars on top. Hurricanes 5 for 92. Still need 128 at 12.59 and over. Stars versus the Thunder looking ever more likely. BBL 14. Take a bow. It has delivered in spades. All right, Brody Appleton, hear me out. Opa! Honestly, don't know why, but I think this match is fixed. Opa, I'll tell you something that I raised at the top of the stream. I couldn't understand why the Hobart Hurricanes, top of the table, Hobart Hurricanes, outside, big outsiders with Sportsbet for this game, but the market for the qualifying final was already open and they are the favourites against the Sydney Sixers. I thought that was a bit weird. Now, I did say coming into this game, the Hurricanes have got nothing to lose. They're top of the table no matter what happens. And maybe that had something to do with the betting markets as well. Hurricanes have got nothing to lose here. Nothing to play for. They're top of the table whether they win, lose, or draw. So maybe that had something to do with the betting. But I did think it was a bit weird, mate. I really did. I'm not suggesting that the match is fixed. All I'm saying is it was a little bit weird that the top of the table, Hobart Hurricanes, are outsiders for this game against the currently fifth place. Top of the table Hurricanes against the fifth place Melbourne Stars are rank outsiders, but a couple of days later against the Sydney Sixers in second spot, 1 versus 2, they are very short-priced favourites. It was a little bit odd, is all I'm saying. We'll just leave it at that. That's all I'm going to say. We will leave it at that. It was a bit weird. Usama Mir into bowl, though, none for 14 off his two overs so far. 2 balls, none for 14 off 2 balls would be atrocious. None for 14 off 2 overs for Usama Mir. Into Chaudhry. Chaudhry scoops this over the top of the offside, over the covers for 4. Glorious shot for Usama Mir. That was all power. Hitting against the spin and launching it through the offside. Wide down the leg side. Chaudhry guides it away down a deep fine leg for 4. Good shot. 6 for 100. Hobart Hurricanes, 120 to win. 9 overs remaining. Melbourne Stars looking more and more likely to qualify for the finals. Still work to do, though. Chris Jordan will come into the bowling attack. Tim David and Chris Jordan hold the keys here for the Hurricanes. But at the end of the day, it means nothing for them, does it? The Hurricanes will be top of the table no matter what. Six for 101. Big work to do. The required run rate, 12.98. David chops this one away through the offside. They'll come back for 2. That's the end of the 11th over. No, it's all good, Brody. Yeah, I could absolutely make those numbers bigger. Not now, but I just mean for future streams. I absolutely could make the numbers bigger. The reason that we've done what we've done is because, strangely enough, we'll come back to that. Power surge. Power surge has been called. Power surge called. Well, here we go. The Hobart Hurricanes. Could this swing the game? Oh, you want the scores smaller? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so, all right, you want to see more of me. All right, so more like that you think it should be. Hello. Now that I'm bigger on the YouTube, you're like, oh, God, put it back. Put it back, mate. Put it back. Power surge has been called. Peter Siddle to bowl the first one. Pulled away from Jordan. Square on the leg side, just the single. Interesting call to have the power surge. Jordan's faced 2 balls now. Tim David faced 3. It is a really interesting time to call the surge. 2 fresh batsmen out there. They would obviously call it with Tim David there. Peter Siddle, none for 22 of his 1.1 so far. David pulls him away. Protection out there on the fence, but he slips. They'll come back for a second. It seems like it's a wee bit slippery out there in the outfield. Phoenix FN says probably wanted the surge early, but I would go later in this type of game. Well, my thought, Phoenix, was just you've got 2 fresh batsmen at the crease. Like, they've faced 6 balls between them now. Surely they need another couple of overs to get their eye in, is what I was thinking. But we'll see. David pulls this one away. Picks out the man at deep square leg. Just a single. Yeah, I definitely would have given another couple of overs to let the batsman get set. I mean, Tim David, we know what he can do in power surges. We've seen it. He's got to get his eye in, though, doesn't he? Peter Siddle, the never-aging man. Jordan pulls it away from outside off. Picks out that man at deep square again, just the one. And the Melbourne Stars, they will not be concerned about this at all at the moment, the way that it's going. Brody Appleton says that WA is so hot. Two balls left in this over from Siddle. Backs away. Does David. Gives himself room on the offside and chops it away over backward point for four. Glorious shot. Glorious shot. Oh, Michelle. The other thing that Brody over on YouTube has said is that smaller scores. Honestly, like honest to God, I thought that most people, 90% of people, probably joined into these streams just to listen. I didn't think there was a whole lot of watching. I thought it was all about listening. But Brody over on the YouTube is like, the scores are too big and the face is too small. And he's not the only one, is what I'm saying. I'm not picking on Brody at all. I'm just saying he's the latest one to say it. I'm not picking on him in the slightest. Other people have said it as well. I just thought that people tuned into these streams to listen, not to watch. So when I see feedback like that on YouTube, and it's like, no, put the face cam bigger and all the scores and nonsense smaller. I'm like, wow, that's a surprise. I've always purposely tried to have the focus on the scores and the stats and everything. Even on TikTok is like, let's get the scores on there and the stats as much as we can. It's very, very, it's a whole different world, isn't it? It's a completely different world. Completely different world. We'll find the sweet spot at some point, I'm sure. Curran into bowl, the second of the power surge overs. The Hurricanes 108 or 48 balls. It looks like a long, long way away. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find the sweet spot at some point between all the platforms. Thank you very much for the feedback, Brody. I do very much appreciate it. Curran drops this one in short. David tries to flat bat it back down the pitch. Lands it in between mid-on and mid-off, but just a couple of runs there at most. Maybe just a single. Unite, says Siddle, just bowled. 148.1 kilometers an hour ball. Peter Siddle, the son of a bitch, he never ages. Curran, a full ball outside off. David scoops it away through the covers for four. Bread and butter for Tim David. A half volley outside off stump. Thank you very much. The long way back, though, for the Hobart Hurricanes. Steezy says Siddle, sign for another year. I would. Bloody hell. I'll tell you what, unless Peter Siddle decides he wants to hang up the boots, I would have him at my franchise for sure. 7 runs off this over so far. The Hurricanes, 101 or 44. 2 balls left in the power surge. I would say they haven't really taken full advantage of the power surge overs. Curran drops this one in short. David bangs it back down the pitch to mid-on, sorry. And they come through for a single. It's 6 for 120. 100 runs needed or 43 balls. Jordan tries to guide this fine down the leg side. Well bowled, Tom Curran. Just 8 runs from the over. And the Hurricanes need 14.29 now per over. 13 gone. Hurricanes 6 for 120. Be right back. Seven overs left in this run chase. 6 for 120. The Hurricanes, the Melbourne Stars coming for that 4th spot. David clubs this through the covers, but protection out there. Deep extra cover comes around, cuts it off. Just the 2 to start this over. Carter, ahoy there. Was Carter... Carter was Chris Tucker's name in Rush Hour, right? Fantastic movie. I might go watch... Actually, after the streams, I might go watch the Rush Hour movies. What's happening here? The precious umpire is saying something. Don't know what. The power surge was definitely not a good one for the Hobart Hurricanes. David punches to the offside. Will they push 2? Just a single. Yeah, the power surge was not a good one. The Stars definitely won the surge. Hands down, the Melbourne Stars have won the power surge period. Bowled him! Chris Jordan's been bowled. Paris gets the wicket. Chops it back onto the stumps. And the Hurricanes are in dire straits now. Paris drops it on length. Jordan looks to pull it to the leg side. Gets the under edge back onto the stumps and he's gone. And the Hurricanes under the pump. 7 for 123. 97 to win off 39 balls. The Melbourne Stars. Surely they are home now for that 4th spot. Phoenix FN, I go for the Brisbane Heat. That's what I think of the Brisbane Heat this year. But yes, I go for the Brisbane Heat. Melbourne Stars. They are on the cusp of that 4th spot. Finals are beckoning. The Hurricanes will be top of the table regardless, and they have a qualifier to think about with the Sydney Sixers on Tuesday. This game did not matter for them. The Stars had everything to play for. Gannon into bat, fends it away to the offside. Just the one. The Hurricanes under the pump. The Melbourne Stars are nearly home. Phoenix says you went to the Hurricanes versus Heat on Thursday, and Marnus and stuff came over. Oh, the fire was behind you. Ah, you were sitting in behind the DJ booth, so we possibly saw you on TV. We quite possibly saw you on the telly in behind that DJ booth fire. What caused the fire was the blonde DJ leaving things plugged in or near things that she wasn't supposed to when she sodded off for coffee, is what happened. I don't know. I'm just blaming the blonde DJ. So I actually have no idea. 7 for 126 here. 13.5 overs gone. Paris drops this one outside off. David pulls it away from outside off onto the leg side. They'll come back for at least two here. The Melbourne Stars, they're nearly home. 7 for 128 here. The Hurricanes, 6 overs to go. 92 runs needed off 36 balls. It can't possibly happen, surely. I don't think that the Stars have got anybody that sucks this bad that could leak this amount of runs. Botman says faulty cords caused the fire. Faulty cords brought in by the blonde DJ. Sorry. Oh, God, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I apologize. No, faulty cords is probably right, because the fire was exclusive to the speaker, like that front line. The frontline speakers seemed to be where it was subjected to the fire, so it was probably faulty cables indeed. Yeah, don't worry about me. Usama Mir into bowl. Gannon fends it away to the offside. Just a single. Brings Tim David on strike. NRL Super King. Ahoy, mate. Usama Mir in again. Beautiful full delivery. Cut away. And that'll go away for 4. Beautiful shot there from Tim David. As long as Tim David is out there, I am not going to write off the Hurricanes, is all I'm saying. User 9610. I got any bets on right now? No, I don't. I didn't want to bet tonight. I really didn't want to bet tonight. I thought it was very weird. I thought it was very weird that the Hurricanes, top of the table Hurricanes against 5th, fighting for 4th Stars right now as David backs away. Clubs it straight to Stoinis there at cover for a dot ball. I thought it was weird that the top of the table Hurricanes against the 5th spot Stars were rank outsiders. But with the same betting agency, are red-hot favourites to beat the Sixers on Tuesday as David tries to pull this over the top of long on. All he does is pick out Glenn Maxwell, and Maxie takes the catch. And that is the Hobart Hurricanes done tonight, I would say. Tim David is gone. 8 for 133. David hauls out to long on to Maxie. And the Melbourne Stars' 4th spot is almost there. Almost there. So, yeah, I had no bets on tonight. I thought it was a bit weird that the top of the table team are such outsiders in this game and short-priced favourites to win the first final against the Sixers. I just looked at those odds the sports bettor put out, and I went, yeah, there's some weirdness going on here. So I didn't put any bets on tonight at all. It didn't make sense to me that this same Hurricanes team, top of the table, can be so far outsiders against the Melbourne Stars, but favourites to win the first final. I felt something was up tonight, so I've tipped the Stars. Didn't place any bets. Nathan Ellis out to bat. Oh, I'm not suggesting rigged Brody Appleton in that sense. I'm just saying it was a bit weird. They knew something I didn't, clearly. So I followed them. Eight for 134, the end of 15 overs. The Melbourne Stars, it was a must-win game. Is that Isla Fisher? Good Lord, does Isla Fisher ever age? Let's not forget that, okay, if anybody thinks for 1 second that they're not good enough for anybody, can I just remind everybody of the fact Isla Fisher is married to Ali G. Hold your heads high, boys. Heads high. Tom Curran back into the bowling attack. Cuts Ellis in half. A dot ball. Beautiful delivery. First up, Hurricanes 8 for 134. Luke, ahoy there, mate. Stars, easy winning. Well, they should from here. 86 runs required off 29 balls. Should be a very, very simple win from here. Ellis advances down the pitch, punches to long on. Just a single. $85 of 28. Taylor says, up the Stars. Seems like they're home. It seems like they're home. The Melbourne Stars. I tipped the Stars, Taylor. Yes. Jet Dawson says, can Maxwell still win the MVP? Well, he probably still can, but yeah, he probably still can. What, hang on, they divorced last year? This is a throwback. I think Michelle might be about 6 overs behind on the stream. They divorced last year, eh? Oh, Jesus. Okay, time for me to get myself into shape then. Isla Fisher is single. 8 for 136 here. Curran, 2 runs off this over. Beautifully bowled again. Ellis reaches outside off, punches down to mid-off for no run. This is good bowling. Changing up the pace. That was 103 kilometres. This is good bowling. Tom Curran, welcome back. Final ball of the over. Ellis has a big swing and a miss at this. Outside off. Oh, it's called a wide from square leg. Square leg umpire calls it a wide. So as it stands at the moment, we've got obviously the Hurricanes playing the Sixers in the qualifier, but it's looking like it's going to be the Thunder versus the Stars as Ellis thumps this straight down the ground for 6. Glorious shot, Nathan Ellis. He got all of that. Straight drive over the fence for 6. There is too much work to be done, though, I would suspect. Yes! Says finals bound. Let's go. Jet Dawson says Hobart cannot win. Never say never, Jet. One thing that I've learnt from BBL 14 is never say never. Peter Siddle will look to rip through this tail end to make it a certainty, but never say never. Siddle to Gannon. Pulls it away onto the onside, past a Seagull, who was way too casual about it too, by the way. Has that Seagull not been watching previous games? It was very unconcerned. Eight for 144. Siddle to Ellis. Half volley. Ellis lifts it over the leg side, and that's gone all the way. A massive 6. Well, Peter Siddle, a half volley on the leg side. Boom. It doesn't matter if you're bowling to an opener or a tail ender. You throw a half volley up on the leg side like that, and you are getting dealt with 9 times out of 10. And Ellis sends this one. Slower ball. Cut away through the offside. Protection out there at deep cover. Just a single. 69 needed off 21 balls. 8 for 151. The Hurricanes. Gannon on strike. 8 runs off this over from Peter Siddle so far. Drops it in short. Gannon pulls it away. Can't find the gap. One of the drunk. Ahoy, mates. One of the drunk is one of us. For sure. Welcome back, sir. Nice to see you again. 9 off this over so far from Siddle. Drops it in short again. Ellis flat bats it back down the ground past mid-off and racing away to the fence for 4. Glorious shot from Nathan Ellis. The captain of the Hurricanes leading from the front here. Oh, dear God. The Melbourne Stars, they are going to make everyone wait for this, aren't they? Full toss down the leg side. Will this be called above waist height? No. Wow, he's got away with that one. Just a single square at the wicket. That was a pretty full toss, that one. 8 for 157. 17 overs gone. The required run rate is 21. With Ellis and Gannon at the crease. The long shot. Brody Appleton on YouTube says, I want to buy something, but I'm trying to save. Do you know the feeling? I know the feeling very well, Brody. So the thing that you've got to toss up here, what is it that you want to buy? Like, okay, there's a few questions to ask. Is it on sale at the moment? How important is it to your day-to-day life? As Ellis fends this away to the offside. Just the one run. So that's what I weigh up. It's like, okay, I do want this. I probably can't justify buying this right now, but I do want it. Okay, is it on sale? If it's on like a 70% off sale on Steam or something, I'm talking about games now. But if there's a 70% off sale, and it's like, okay, I can't really justify this right now. Don't really need this right now, but I do want this, and it's never going to be this price again because it's on sale right now. You grab it. If it's at retail price, you can't justify it. Don't do it. Wait for it to be on sale. Steckety starts with 2 top balls here. Ellis on strike. Swings with everything at this. Ellis scoops it over long on for 6. That is a fabulous shot. Nathan Ellis is not ready to give this away. This is a captain's knock and a half. Steckety just floats this one up there. And Nathan Ellis sends it 88 metres over long on for 6. 55 needed off 15 now. Steckety 3 for 16 off 2.3 overs. He's bowled so well, Steckety. And the Hurricanes 55 off 15. They can't possibly, can they? Drops this one in short, swing and a miss, and a dot ball. Oh, a pillow, Brody. That's all you're after? And there's better things to spend money on than pillows. Look at this. I've got a built-in pillow right here. You got a built-in pillow on your body. Steckety floats this one up as well. Beautiful ball. Ellis swings and misses. Another dot ball. $55 off 13. Oh yeah, but that's when you switch to the other one, Brody. You just switch to the other one. Steckety drops it in. Ellis scoops it over the top of fine leg for 4. 8 for 169. 18 overs gone. 51 runs needed off 12 balls. It can't possibly happen. $51 off 12. 25.5 and over required. It can't possibly happen. The Melbourne Stars have surely got themselves to into the finals. Surely. Paris to bowl the 19th over. Gannon on strike. 51 of 12. Straight up in the air. Should be caught. This should be the 9th wicket. Taken well. What a catch. Under pressure. Is that Steckety that's taken it? Yes, it is. Why am I leaning over like that's going to give me a better angle on the player's name on the back of the shirt? But anyway, Steckety takes the catch. And the Melbourne Stars, they are nearly there. They're nearly home. Sydney Thunder, Melbourne Stars in the elimination final. We're on the brink. They were bottom of the table after 5 games. Bottom of the table. 5 games in and all looked lost. And they find themselves now into the finals. Mr. Bean comes out to bat. It's Paris to Bean. 9 for 169. Turned away to the offside. Just a single. Ellis will come back on strike. Ellis, 31 of 15, has batted well. Nine for 170. The required run rate is in stick cricket territory now. Forget about hit wicket cricket. This is stick cricket territory now. Ellis advances down the pitch, turns it through the offside for 4. That is a glorious shot. That is a glorious shot from Nathan Ellis. He's just danced down the wicket, guided it through backward point for 4. Nine for 174. 46 needed of 9 balls. Paris to Ellis, drops it in short. Was that off the edge? Appeal for a catch. No, he's missed it. One above shoulder height. 46 of 8. The Melbourne Stars have surely got 4th spot here. Slower ball. Ellis scoops it down to long on for a single. If they take it. If they take it. I don't think they take it. Maxwell. Maxie was baiting them into taking that single. No, they didn't want it. 9 for 174. 46 of 7. It's over. It's over. Ellis. Down to long on. Maxwell again. Misfields. Wants him to take the 2 is why. Cheeky bugger. He did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. He wanted them to take 2. They weren't falling for it. None of us were falling for that, Maxie. They take the single. 45 runs needed off the last over here for the Hurricanes. So obviously now they need no balls. They need wides. And Steckety, 3 for 20 off his 3 overs so far to bowl. Phoenix reckons next ball is a wicket. Melbourne Stars into the finals. Steckety to Ellis. Driven down the ground. There will be protection at long on. Maxwell. Happy to give away the single. They don't take it. For whatever reason, pointless. Pointless 45 runs needed or 5 balls. I mean, not even stick cricket is going to get you home from here. 45 or 5. That's beyond stick cricket territory. Ball and lifted over the top of the covers. Backward point, for 4. 2 full there from Steckety. 41-04. Oh, well, you know, a few no balls and a few wides, no balls. Some wides, some no balls. Who knows? Is this the wicket? Maxie takes the catch. Just inside the rope on long on. Glenn Maxwell takes the wicket. Well, takes the catch. He doesn't get the wicket. And that is the end of the game. And the Melbourne Stars are through to the finals. It is official. Hobart Hurricanes versus the Sydney Sixers in the qualifier. Sydney Thunder versus the Melbourne Stars in the eliminator. Bring it on. BBL 14 enters its final stages. What a tournament it's been so far. And we are now into the business end of the season. 4 teams remain. Officially, 4 teams remain. Hobart Hurricanes versus the Sydney Sixers to qualify for the final. Sydney Thunder versus the Melbourne Stars in the Eliminator. Bring it on. Oh, I can't wait. Well, Steve Smith's not playing anymore, Phoenix. Steve Smith's done. Steve Smith is not participating in the BBL any longer. No, he's injured, Phoenix. He's injured. Our Michelle with the hot off the press news. Our co-host, Michelle, hot off the press news. Earlier tonight, Steve Smith busted shoulder, I think she said. Aiden is not talking to me. He's talking to Will. Elbow, sorry. Yeah, not shoulder. I was close. A little high. Higher than Snoop Dogg. Elbow injury. Steve Smith's out. Juzzo. They have to leave to go to Sri Lanka this week anyway. Yes, exactly. Exactly. All the international players, injured or otherwise, are out. Doesn't matter. Steve Smith, injured or not, was not playing. Regardless. Webster will be gone too. Yep, Webster's gone. Bo Webster will be off to Sri Lanka. Jed Dawson says Ellis tried so hard and he came so far, but in the end it didn't really matter. Sorry. Yeah, couldn't resist. Yes, Nathan Ellis, Captain Courageous out there tonight. It was a nothing game. It was a nothing game, really, for the Hurricanes, though, wasn't it? Nothing game. Didn't really matter for them. They were top of the table, no matter what. So, Juzzo says, what do you think went wrong for the Heat? They could have had it. Nah, they couldn't. Look, I'm a long-suffering Brisbane Heat supporter. Last year was great. Look, the problem for the Brisbane Heat, in my opinion, has been recruitment and retention for the longest time. Recruitment and retention. We seem to spend so much money on players that never play for us. Like, we forked out a bloody fortune all those years for AB de Villiers. And he was only ever going to be available for like 6 games. We've got like Usman Khawaja and Marnus Labuschagne, obviously Australian internationals, great players. But why are we paying these guys all that money, occupying all that budget for players that play 1 game a season? You know what I mean? And Josh Brown was the cornerstone of our batting lineup in the premiership push in 2024. BBL 14 was one off the foundation of Josh Brown opening the batting, and we let him go. We let him get picked up by the Renegades. And we signed Colin Munro to a long-term deal. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Am I missing something? Like, yes, I am a very, very bitter Brisbane Heat supporter. But honestly, am I missing something? Like, why do we do this every single time? We develop a winning team and then we just let them all go. Why? And even like, okay, Johan Botha, he's clearly not a good. Okay. We had a coach, right? Took the team to a championship last year. The coach. So what happens? The Brisbane Heat board goes, oh, Yeah, we're going to open it up to other possibilities. You need to reapply for the job. So, of course, he says, what? I won the competition and you're asking me to reapply? Go screw yourself. He didn't reapply for the job. So we get Johan Botha. No offense to Johan Botha, but look, we had a coach that took us to a championship and we say to him, you need to reapply for your job? Are you kidding me? Oh. Of course he takes offense to that and says, well, screw you, and doesn't reapply. So we've got a new coach, Colin Munro, who is useless as a captain and a batsman, is signed to a long-term deal. We've let Josh Brown go to the Melbourne Renegades. Steckety is a former Brisbane Heat player who has just killed it out there tonight for the Stars. Alex Ross has played well in the middle order for the Strikers this season. The Strikers have not had a good year, but Alex Ross has been a rock in the middle of the order, another former Brisbane Heat player. It all suggests to me that there is a big, big problem with the Brisbane Heat recruitment and retention, and that starts at the top. We had a championship-winning team. We won last year. How are we second from the bottom this year? It's recruitment and retention. Anyway. Yes, I'm probably just a really bitter Brisbane Heat supporter, but, I mean, serious questions have to be asked, right? I don't think I'm alone in that. And Jimmy Pearson, like, I don't understand why we spend so much budget money on bringing an international wicketkeeper in when we've got a more than capable wicketkeeper batsman, captain, and Jimmy Pearson in the squad. Jimmy Pearson would be completely forgiven from me if he decides to leave and go to another franchise next season. We didn't need to spend all that money and bring a wicketkeeper in. We had one. Anyway, I don't know why one of the moderators has just turned off the comments, and I think he's realised his mistake and turned them back on again. I think that's one of our moderators just figuring out how to use all the facilities on TikTok. XJC, ahoy, mate. How are you doing, sir? How do I feel about the USA TikTok ban? Well, it's not going to last anyway, is it? It's all right. Donald Trump is gonna turn that overturn that anyway. Will Main says, sorry, didn't know what turn off comments meant. No, it's all good. It's exactly what I said then. It's exactly what I said. I said, I think that was one of my moderators not knowing what it did. And look, to be honest, I didn't know either, Will Main. I had no idea either. We are still very, very new to TikTok. Don't know what it's all about. Don't know how it all works. Yeah, that sort of thing will happen. All right, I'm going to have a quick break, and then we'll come back and sign off. All right. Juzzo says, when they went quiet when Pearson was dropped, just to make room for an international keeper who cost us the final. Oh, he was terrible. Look, Alsop did very well with the bat last time out, but is a lot more than that, isn't it? I mean, a wicketkeeper who drops regulation catches, it wasn't very good. Yeah, catch you later, Phoenix. Thank you so much for spending your time with us here tonight, Phoenix. Very much appreciate it. Ash, ahoy there. Welcome along. Shormo. Can you see the Stars going far or out in the first game? Ooh, I think the Stars will knock off the Thunder. I really do. I really, really do think the Stars knock off the Thunder. Ash says, great bat by Maxwell once again. And just to cap it off, Maxwell takes the final catch. Ash asks who I think is winning. Ash, I've been saying for a few games now, quite a few streams, I've been saying I think this is the year of the Hurricane. Tonight aside, the Hurricanes had nothing to lose tonight. The Stars had everything to play for. The Hurricanes rested some guys. They had some guys back in fresh off injury. They experimented. Tonight was all muck around for the Hurricanes. Take nothing away from the Stars. They've qualified for the finals. But I think it's the year of the Hurricane. I really do think it is the year of the Hurricane. Catch you later, Michelle. Peace. Look at that double peace sign. Double peace sign above my head. Look at that. My fingers got more contact here than a basketball game. Yes, the Stars do lose Bo Webster, which is a big loss. But I think they've got... the Stars have got the depth in the squad to cover that. So, I do believe they do have the depth in the squad to cover the loss of Big Bo Webster, for sure. Whoop. All right. Ben Duckett. Ben Duckett's gone, Will. Ben Duckett's out. He's gone back to England. And Tom Curran is in. So you've lost Ben Duckett, but Tom Curran's come in. Jack Shields, ahoy, mate. Welcome back again, I think. I might have made a complete tit out of myself there, but I'm pretty sure you've been here before, though, right? Jack Shields is a very familiar sounding username. Otherwise, I've just made a complete fool of myself saying welcome back. Munsey says Tom Rogers has to go. I can't stand watching him. Wow. That might be a little bit harsh. Will Main says Curran doesn't bat, though. Oh, I didn't say that he did. I'm just saying Ben Duckett has left and Tom Curran's come in. That's the replacement. They've switched. I'm not saying it's like for like. I'm just saying that's what's happened. Shormo says Curran can make a quick 20 or 30, though, which could be helpful late in the innings. Absolutely. Ben Duckett normally gets 60 runs as an opener as well. Robbie asks, who I reckon replaces Webster? Good question. Let's have a look. Melbourne Stars squad. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. All right, Melbourne Stars. Let's see who didn't play tonight that could potentially come back into the squad. Club players. Club players. Let's have a look. Okay, BBL squad. Okay, so Sam Harper came in tonight. Well, Brody Couch wasn't playing tonight. He could come in. Hamish McKenzie wasn't playing tonight either. Yeah, there were a couple of players out tonight. Hamish McKenzie wasn't playing. Brody Couch wasn't playing. Was Adam Milne playing tonight? Jeez, there's a few out. There's quite a few out. Certainly some players that can come in. Scott Boland, says Pete. Did Boland get picked for the test squad? Scott Boland surely got picked for Sri Lanka, right? Yes. Yes, says Chunky Cheese. Yeah, Scotty Boland surely got picked for Sri Lanka. Well, the finals are set. Hobart Hurricanes versus the Sydney Sixers and the Sydney Thunder to take on the Melbourne Stars. What a fairy tale it's been for the Stars. We have been talking about this now for we've been talking about this now for quite a few games. The Melbourne Stars, bottom of the table, all hope looked gone. I've been saying for the longest time now, if they sneak into the finals, they're a chance of winning. Pete, ahoy there. Pete asked what team I go for. I have to turn my head away from the camera when I say this, that I go for the Brisbane Heat. Yes, that's how embarrassing it's been. That is how embarrassing it's been for Brisbane Heat supporters. We have to turn our face away from the camera to say that we go for the Brisbane Heat. Shormo says, I'm going to make a statement right now. Scott is taking 7 for 15 this series. Decade hates... I always laugh at this name. I really do. I think you were here the other night, weren't you? Decade hates short cover. I'm pretty sure you were here just the other night because I remember that name. Laugh my ass off every single time I read it out. Decade hates short cover. Still, I've got to say, I'd probably rather start. I'd probably rather stand at short cover than silly mid off. Oh, silly mid off or silly mid on. Either one's silly, isn't it? Yeah, silly mid on's probably a more aggressive swing, isn't it? David Boone I've got to give props to David Boone. The little wombat there, standing at silly mid on like he did. Ben Dog says Peter Siddle has re-signed with the Stars, and why not? Peter Siddle, the man never ages. He's seriously like 120 years old. And he's still running around like he's only just debuted. Honestly, I'd love to know his secret. Peter Siddle, still running around like a sprightly teenager out there in the BBL. Signing for another year, I'm not surprised. And Will Main says, oh my days, 120, really? Yeah, for those of you who are new to the Waste of Water Sports, I have a tendency for exaggeration. I'm prone to exaggeration. Kind of what I do. Oh, God, speaking of what I do, I think it's time for me to head off. Thank you so much for joining me here for this one. The finals have been set in stone. BBL 14. It all comes down to this. Hurricanes versus the Sixers in a qualifier. The Thunder versus the Stars in the eliminator. The winner of the Hurricanes versus the Sixers goes through to the final. The loser will play the winner of the elimination between the Thunder and the Stars to then go through to face the other team in the final. It's all come down to this. 4 teams remain. Just a few games remain. BBL 14. It's been so fun covering it so far. Long shall it continue. Waste of Water Sports. I'm going to hang out on Discord for a little bit after this. So if you've got Discord, do feel free to hang about. I'll stick around and have a chat on Discord for those that are interested. Let's actually see if I can share the link in the chat room. I mean, that would be handy, wouldn't it? That'd be very helpful if I could actually figure out a way to do this. Hang on. I'll try on the PC. Let me try on my computer. Swing an invite over to the Discord there. And yeah, I'll be hanging out over there for a little bit after the stream. But outside of that, we'll be back again for the finals, which start on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. All right. Let's see if this works. No, it doesn't. Okay. I need to do it through here. Pain in the ass. Invite. Copy link. Okay. All right. Link copied. Now I go to TikTok and go to monitor live. And I think I can maybe paste this in the chat room. I'm not sure. Maybe. How do I chat in here? I can't chat in my own chat room. Are you kidding me? I can see all your comments. Why can't I chat in my own chat room? This can't be right, can it? This cannot possibly be a thing. I can't. Why can I not type in my own chat room on TikTok? That doesn't make sense at all. That is so weird. Oh, well. I do not know. All right. Let's see. How can we share this with everybody then? Since apparently, why can't I post a comment in my own chat room? That makes no sense at all. We'll figure this out. It's all good. We'll figure this out. Invites. Decade hates short cover. Is Maxwell getting BBL 14 MVP? He would have to be pretty close, surely. You would think. You would think that he has to be up there. Oh, here we go. Did that work? Don't know why. Don't know why. I don't know why I can't share a link for my own Discord in the TikTok. Anyway, not to worry. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, Wasted World of Sports. Thank you so much. I will take my leave now. BBL 14 finals coming up. It's all set in stone. All set in stone. Finals time. The Hurricanes versus the Sixers in the qualifier. The Thunder versus the Stars in the eliminator. Final four teams. Be back in a couple of days for all the finals action. Thank you so much. Catch you guys next time. Until then, cheers.